Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Alrighty, seem to be good to go. Alright guys, if you guys want to start getting the likes on up, that'd be great. Let's see if we can quickly get to 10,000 likes. If you can all share it out too, that would be helpful. But we're just looking for opposition, so if you disagree with the background, voted for Trump, hit the request button at the bottom. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Hey Amber, how are you? Schism, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but you're welcome to come on up. I'm not gonna debate you through the comments, so just come on up. Yep, Tampa. Alright guys, again, just looking for opposition. Welcome to have a conversation, guys. Just gotta hit that request button. Pennsylvania Democrat. Cool. And if everybody can subscribe to me on the tube, that would be great. Just started streaming over there recently, so if everyone could click on the link in my bio to sub to me over there, that would help. Alright, well, it looks like we may have a guest, potentially. Hello.
Hello, call me Liam. I don't think you want to call me erect gorilla.
Okay, how old are you?
19.
Okay, what's up?
I'm not MAGA, but I want to ask you a question, because you seem like you're older than me. Have you ever seen a political movement in your lifetime that's so anti-intellectualism? Because it's just so astonishing to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, what, for people on the right, you mean?
Yeah.
No. Probably not in my lifetime, I'm aware of, no.
I don't know. I'm not trying to, play the Nazi card, because I think it wears the word out. You know what I mean?
You sure?
But...
yeah, no, I agree with you, man.
Right.
I am looking for opposition of people to debate.
No,
I don't.
I just had a question.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, let me bring it down. But no, I don't think I have. Not in my lifetime. I'm sure there's been other political movements, in the past that would be the case. But yeah, no, it makes it very, very difficult to converse with them if they're very anti-intellectualism when it comes to certain things. But yeah, man, let me bring you down. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. All right. Well, there you go, Dave. So. Charlie, I did. Initially I wasn't, because, sometimes you see stuff that, it was posted by this person or that person and ends up not being true. So, but I did see that. I think it was confirmed that it was posted by him, which is quite awful. Not surprising, but awful. Chula, whatever your name is, you're welcome to come on up if you're annoyed at what I said in the prompt. It was true? Yeah. No, I just like to verify things. That's it. But again, not surprising. If he's trying to get his polling numbers up, these things don't help. That's not going to help get his polling numbers up. I don't it's weird. Sometimes he seems to be, he lacks such self-awareness that he doesn't know that the things he does hurts his polling numbers. If he was, he would have much better polling numbers if he acted like an adult, didn't post things like that, right? I don't know, it's wild to me. No, I think he cares about his polling numbers. I think he actually cares a lot about that. No, I think he really does care a lot about that. All I'm saying is that like he hurts himself a lot. Like if they handled the situation better with Renee Good and everything that happened over those few weeks, like he lost a lot of support when it came to that. His approval rating dropped like several percentage points in the last month or so. And a lot of it was due to what happened, but if like they spoke about it in a more civil manner, I think he probably would have better polling numbers. But he's not going to do that. What's up, Eric? You're welcome to come on up. If you don't think you hate, come on up, prove me wrong. Yeah, I agree with you, May. He does have the self-control of a 2-year-old. Bad boy, you are welcome to come on up too. Anyone that disagrees with the prompt, come on up. You're not going to get a debate from me through the comments. Hey, man, how old are you?
I'm 54.
All right, what's up?
Where have you ever, and I'm going to talk to you personally, where have you ever been out in public and a Republican MAGA, with a MAGA hat on, got up in your face and prove it?
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
You're saying that we hate
MAGA,
Republicans, conservatives.
You vote for an administration that harms all of the things that I have up there. So whether somebody in person has gotten in my
let's focus on women. How has the administration hurt women? Trump specifically. What has he done? What has he rolled out? What executive orders has hurt women?
So listen. Things affecting trans people affect women as well, right? So like a lot of cis women have faced abuse because they have used the restrooms and they appear to be masculine or manly looking, and they're accused of being trans, and many of them have had like assaults against them because of that, right? A lot of it due to the rhetoric towards trans people and the laws against trans people as well. So there's that, and this one's not specific towards Trump, but he did put in Supreme Court justices that overturned Roe v. Wade, which absolutely harms women. And we certainly can't say that wasn't his intent.
Hold on. I live in the state of Pennsylvania. The whole SCOTUS, Roe versus Wade, has not affected Pennsylvania abortion rights at all. It's still 15 weeks.
Great, lucky for them. But in other states, like mine in Florida, 6 weeks.
Okay, but how about your neighboring states?
But I'm talking about state, because people don't have the luxury to move, man. Like, so if you live in a state where it's 6 weeks, or some of them are not even any, right? Like, that's harming women.
Let's just say Georgia, just as an example.
I don't know I don't know their abortion laws.
Let's say Georgia has a 15-week limit. Okay.
Yes, I think that's too short.
So hold on. Let me finish. So a pregnant woman, okay, that lives in Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say she doesn't find out she's pregnant until 9 weeks. He's not drive to Georgia and get the abortion process there where it's legal, and then drive back home.
Yeah, so in many states, it's actually illegal to go out of state to do those things.
Well,
but that's not a justification, though. That's not a justification, man. Because hold on. If slavery was allowed, because you're justifying it by saying some states allow it and some don't.
What law enforcement agency is required by law to enforce what you just said?
Yeah, Texas.
Because as far as I know, I go across Pennsylvania. So let me get this right. You believe that there's law enforcement agents out there?
I don't believe I know. I don't believe I know.
Okay, coming in and out of the state of Texas. Okay, let's say all roads coming in.
Listen, man, you're trying to justify stuff. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Stopping pregnant women?
You're trying to justify something. Stop! I need to talk on my live, dude. Like, you can't just overtake my live and make it yours. If you want to do your own live, do your own
I
live.
muted mine.
Let me respond.
Okay.
So stop unmuting yourself. Stop unmuting yourself. I don't trust you to not talk over me. So listen, man. Just because some states may have better AB laws than others, that is not justification. If we said that about slavery, that would sound awful. If you said, well, some states don't allow slavery, so it's okay. We're talking about the nation as a whole, and that's what Roe v. Wade helped with, right? That's what it was, okay? Federally. Now, if it's state by state, now your rights are dependent upon the area that you live. Okay? And some of it may not be enforced if they go to another state and get an AB. Some of them may be lucky and they can get away with it. Others, not so much. But that's not something that women should have to worry about. Number one, traveling out of state to get something where they could have gotten it done in their state if this didn't happen, right? So yes, this harms women, and you're trying to justify it. You know? If you guys want to
How
leave
does
it...
it harm women specifically?
I just stated. You're forcing women to drive out of state. The women have been arrested for these things as well. It happens. So why don't we just not have a Roe v. Wade overturned, and then this wouldn't have affected women? I don't know why you're trying to justify this.
Well, you just hold on. You just said that Roe versus Wade was only affected federally.
Mm-hmm.
That means let me finish. That means that when Roe versus Wade was in effect, that it was not an amendment, it's not a right,
Mm-hmm.
but it was case law
Mm-hmm.
that says the federal government cannot step in. So all it did was basically pulled a Pontius Pilate action and said, look, we're going to wash our hands of this and just leave it to the states.
Right, I think that's wrong.
Okay.
I think that's
let
wrong.
Let me finish.
No, I think that's wrong.
I have an important thing to say.
Go ahead and say your important thing.
So Roe versus Wade has been around for over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, you mean to tell me that Democrats, when they had the presidency, the Congress, and the Senate, and there's been times that they couldn't sit down
that has
and
nothing
make
to do with what we're talking about.
Right?
That has nothing to do with what we're
I'm
talking
just
about.
asking you, why didn't Democrats do that?
I'm not beholden to my party like you are with Trump. I understand you guys love everything Trump does, and you guys can't criticize them. I criticize Democrats all the time. I think they're far too center. I think they're far too center right. They should be.
Do you want me to criticize Trump right now?
They should be much further left. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. That has nothing to do with the situation that we're in. Yes, something could have or should have been done. Yeah, but we're in the situation now, and Trump put these Supreme Court justices in that affected this, right? And if you left slavery up to the states, that wouldn't be a good thing, right? So leaving this up to the states is not a good thing. Why don't we just leave it up to the individual? That's what we want. Leave it up to the individual.
Well, then what you need to do, sir, is I don't know what state you're in, and I don't know your AB laws, but if you want them changed, then you need to go talk to your representative.
Perfect. So you voted for something that harms women. So let's go to the next part.
Hold on a second. First of all, how do you know that women aren't harmed during the abortion process? How many women have been unalived due to a botched abortion?
Yeah, there's been more AB since Roe v. Wade was overturned.
No, I'm asking you a question. How many women have lost their lives due to a botched abortion?
Less than having issues with pregnancy.
But more than one. But more than one.
It's their right to do what they want with their body. It's their right to do what they want with their body.
Okay.
It's their right to do what they want. Hello, RJ.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, RJ?
I just wanted to make sure that, I don't know if you saw it this morning.
I did.
This picture?
Yep.
Yeah, so Trump posted this on his Truth Social. It's still up, by the way, right now.
Yeah, I saw that this morning. I wasn't sure if it, because sometimes you see, fake posts or stuff. So look at that. See, he's justifying it now. Crazy.
I justify anything you put up.
It's a racist trope, man.
Free speech.
Hey, are you telling me this is okay? Guess.
You're the one with the racist mind.
Guess. Are you telling me this is okay?
You're the one with the racist mind.
Guess. Are you telling me this is
all
okay?
Black people associate with gorillas.
That's what Trump did.
What's a gorilla?
It's a
Aren't
bad
there
boy.
guerrilla
There's a
fighters?
history. There's a history
Does
here between the
does it
race. Bad boy,
associate
chill,
with
man. For
black
1 second,
people?
dude, chill. So there's a history here between people comparing black people to apes, gorillas, etc.
Yes.
Like it's a history here. It's a racist trope, man. It just is
Incredibly
what it is.
racist. Incredibly racist. And here you are
How's
justified.
it racist?
Hey, remember when I said that you can't criticize Trump? This is an example. This is an obvious example where you can
You want me to
criticize him.
criticize Trump?
I want you to
Do you want
criticize
me-
him right,
He's
right
a
here.
narcissist. Listen,
So criticize him
Trump
right
is
here
a
with this.
narcissist to the highest degree.
So
right?
criticize him about
Who
that post.
speaks with no filter.
Criticize, and that's
But
a
what
bad thing.
kills
And
me
that's a bad
is
thing.
you can't beat them.
Cool.
Your party has tried.
Cool. That doesn't make anything better. I don't know what point you're trying to make with that. He's in his second term. I don't know
Doug,
what
you
else.
just said we can't beat him. Can I have the big screen again?
Here you go. Ooh, it was just up. Hey guys, we're looking for opposition. I'll get to a new guest at 15,000 likes, so make sure you guys tap more, okay?
You know what? You guys, your media created this monster to you.
Cool. And you voted for him.
Because
you
they
voted for
wouldn't
him.
shut up. Listen,
Cool.
when Biden
What about
won,
Biden?
right? When Biden won, if the media would have just shut the fuck up and left Donald Trump alone, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be. It's like, listen,
I don't
the
know
name
what, I don't know
Donald
what you're trying to
Trump
prove
is
here.
spoken.
I don't know what point you're trying to prove. If you're acknowledging he's a bad and shitty person and president, you voted for the guy.
I did. You know why?
Right. And that's a bad thing. We can criticize the media. We can criticize Democrats, but that doesn't take away from the criticism from him. Again, this is not your live. Stop trying to take over my live. Stop. Goodbye. I'm going to go to a new guest. Do your own live, buddy. If you just want to grandstand, start up your own live. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? Xmas Born, what's up? Xmas, going once, going twice, 3 times sold. All right. Guys, we're looking for opposition. Keep tapping and sharing. I am streaming on the tube. Make sure you guys sub to me over there. John, well, he did have 81 million votes. Get over it. Luke, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, man, how old
I'm
are
not
you?
in opposition.
Okay, I got to bring you
I'm
down.
23.
I'm only looking for opposition. Take care. Guys, I'm only looking for opposition. Please, please, please. There are...
Yeah, why the fuck do you hate children?
Hey, man, how old are you?
I'm 37. Why do you hate children?
What policy did I vote for that harms children?
I mean, you're all about abortion, right?
What policy did I vote for that harms children?
You're about abortion, right?
Yeah, fetuses aren't children. Yeah, fetuses aren't children.
But they are. Dickhead,
Yeah,
that's like me. Hold on, that's like me baking a cake, right? And you take it out of the oven and you throw it on the fucking ground. You're like...
That's such an original analogy. Did you come up with that yourself? Did you come up with that all by yourself? I'm so proud of you.
Was it not going to be a fucking cake? Was it not?
I don't care about
was it not?
Hey, do you mind if I talk on my live?
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, but it's not. Okay?
Meet me, pussy. I'll break your fucking jaw, bitch.
Do it. I'll text you my
meet
address.
Me, pussy. Meet me, pussy.
I'll give you my address. Come over here.
Meet me. Give it to me. Go ahead and send it to me.
13042 Levington Street, Tampa, Florida 33624. I'm giving it to you right now. I'm giving it to you right now. 13042.
I'm not going to write it down. Message it to me, pussy.
13042 Levington Street, Tampa, Florida 33624. Write it down. Come to my door. I gave you my address multiple times, and that is my address. Lubes, what's up? Guys, we're looking for ops, all right? Ops. Is this the guy that was just up? Josh Michaels, was that the guy who was just up, guys? Look at that, he got a violation. Josh Michaels' content contains themes that some may find uncomfortable. They remain in your live will be unavailable to some audience. Jeez, what a surprise. Lubes, you're not loading. I'm going to drop you down. I hope everybody's having a really good morning so far. Keep tapping and sharing. We are looking for opposition. Opposition being if you disagree with the background, you voted for Trump, you're conservative, anything like that. There's a request button at the bottom of the screen. It looks like that pink and blue person that you see on screen, okay? Josh, you can't come up. You got a violation. But I gave you my address. Come to my door. Punch me in the face, please. I'm looking forward to it. I gave you my address multiple times. All right, let's bring up this guest over here. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
How old are you?
38.
Cool. What's on your mind?
Actually, I'm just curious what's on your mind. I'm seeing your thing up here about why do you hate science, LGBT, women, children, immigrants.
Hmm?
Why would you say that we hate immigrants and not hate illegal immigrants? I feel
Yeah,
like that is a very big distinction.
right. So,
That's what I voted for.
well, sure.
Not immigrants. I like immigrants to
Yeah,
a
you
certain
just like
degree.
you just don't
Sorry, you can
like
go
ones
ahead.
that cross an imaginary line that was made up. But here we go. So,
Wait. No, that's not an imaginary. Borders aren't imaginary lines.
yes,
Every
they are.
country has borders. What are you
Right,
talking
they're
about?
imaginary lines. Those lines don't exist in real life.
Okay.
It's an
So if
imaginary
those
line.
lines don't exist in real life, say
Yeah.
Mexico decided to go into Texas tomorrow and say that's now Mexico because your lines don't exist. Would you fight in a war against Mexico to get Texas back?
I'm not fighting in any war, dude. I was in the military.
So
I'm
you
out of
don't
the
have a
military at this
stance
point.
or a fight in it at all.
No, all I'm
So
saying is
you
that
don't care.
So let me talk.
So
So let me talk. So
okay, go
Trump
ahead.
Trump deported less people last year than Biden did, and there was a hell of a lot more people unalive because of him. There was near 30 people unalive that were detained just last year alone, which was more than undocumented immigrants unalive last year. So he's causing more harm to them. People who are not even undocumented are getting arrested. People are getting arrested at their asylum hearings. These things are harmful towards immigrants. You guys voted for it.
Hold on. Okay. So we can both agree that when people do things illegally and they face repercussions, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So some of those repercussions happen to be when you have say you're robbing a bank and you have a bad run-in with law enforcement, you can be unalived for that, correct?
Wait, if you just have a what with law enforcement? Not if you rob a
Just
bank. No, you don't get
have a
unalive for that.
confrontation in the process of robbing the bank,
No, you shouldn't
right?
get unalive for that. No,
But I'm saying
Most
it is
people that rob a
possible.
bank don't get unalived. What are you talking
you
about?
should get
No, I'm saying
arrested
it's
for that.
possible. What I'm
If they
saying
It's
is
not
you
if
really
rob
a
a bank at
possible.
gunpoint.
if they pull a pew pew on the police officer, sure.
Well, the reason why I'm saying all this is there's a small probability of anything happening. So when you do an illegal action, the repercussion of that could be death, correct?
What are you calling illegal?
I, what are you trying to
Any
justify?
criminal action. Any
No,
criminal action.
Okay, can you be specific instead of beating around the bush? What are you saying was illegal and justified somebody being murdered? Could you just speak directly to Dougie's face, please?
Okay, and the reason why I'm speaking to this is that when things happen, in general, involving crime, that there is a certain amount of unalivement that takes place accidentally,
Most
maybe
crimes
even
in the United
evilly.
States of America do not lead to unalivement. So, what are you talking about specifically? Be specific.
he's
Use
trying
a
to just
name. Use a circumstance.
he's trying to justify Renee Good and Alex Paredes unaliving. He's trying to justify it.
Actually, I'm
Really?
not
The
trying to
man was on the.
justify that at all.
Yeah,
What I'm trying
but
to say is when there's a certain element of criminality, there's a certain level of risk
Okay,
that
so
you
what
take on when
element
you
of.
take that
Okay.
there's
criminality.
hold on. There's a risk of being alive, of being unalive by somebody. Just the act of being alive, yeah, there's a risk of anything happening.
There's a.
That
In the,
doesn't mean it's
Right.
in the
okay.
United.
That doesn't mean it's okay.
In the United States of America, based on the data, there's a risk of you being unalive walking to your mailbox, especially
That is
depending
correct.
on where you live and the laws in which
That is
state.
correct.
Like
So he
for
was
anybody
arguing
that
that
lives
these
in
people
Florida,
died
I'm
and
still
they're under
talking. For
ISIS
anybody that lives in
custody.
Florida,
And the
walking to
reason
your
why I
mailbox
was
could get you
arguing
unalive
my
on
point,
accident. On the
my
opposite side
point
of that, if
was that
if you're
people
talking about Renee
die.
Good and
It
Alex Petty,
One
happens.
at a time,
if
guys. One at a time.
if
Well,
if
she
you're
jumped in on
talking
my
about
point that I was making. So
if you're
I
talking
mean, if you want to do one at a time, that's whatever. Everything's a risk. So when you do something, there is a risk involved. So if
Okay,
you happen to come into a country illegally, there is a risk you may be unalived in the process of being removed.
no,
That is
there is
just
not. It is a
yes, there
misdemeanor
is.
offense. None of that
Especially
carries an
if
yeah,
the
and people,
unalivement
rhetoric
charge.
around it
and sir,
causes
people,
people to get
And
on
people should be held.
edge.
And people should be held accountable if they unalive somebody because of that.
That's fine. I didn't say it wasn't fine. I'm just saying that you have to accept some level of
Okay.
loss when corrective actions are being taken.
Accept some
Hold on.
level
I
of
gotta
loss.
read a. Allison, thank you for the $1 on the pay links. I appreciate it. She says law enforcement officers and DHS agents are not judge, jury, and executioner. They can't just murder people. Agreed.
That is correct.
So
Obviously,
then why are you trying to like rationalize it?
I'm not rationalizing it. I'm
You are.
saying that
You
you
are
were
trying to
going on that
rationalize.
people died in under ICE custody. What I was
That's not
framing
how
is
that works.
So
Okay,
let's not.
so okay.
So let's maybe
that
treat
if,
human beings better.
A
well, I would
misdemeanor
say,
in the United States of
what's the
America doesn't lead to
percentage
death.
of people that got unalive? What's
So
the percentage?
hold on. So the
Is it
people.
less than 1%?
So the detainees that were unalived, we're talking half of what happened in Obama's 8 years. In 1 year, Trump's administration unalived half of what Obama's did in 8 years.
Yes,
And it
because
hasn't even been a
Obama was
full
counting
year
his numbers of
since
people
ICE.
returning at the border. We all know that. But that's not the whole
So
point.
that means Trump can do things better.
Yeah, he could do a lot better, and he's choosing to do them recklessly. He is. So, okay, let's use an example, right? So, we gave Venezuelans asylum seeking privileges after we, the United States of America, fucked up their country. The peace offering on the backside was if you get here, not that we're going to help you get here, but if you get here, we'll allow you to seek asylum and give you
When was
sanctuary
this said?
privileges.
When
We'll
was
give you
this said?
sanctuary privileges if you're here.
Who said this?
What
Who
did
voted for
Donald
that?
do when he got back in office?
No
He
one voted
pulled
for
those
that. No one
sanctuary
said that.
privileges. And then while they were in court going through the process, he started detaining them and deporting them again after he gave them the privilege that, hey, if you get here, because asylum seeking in the United States of America says that you can spawn out of Davy Jones's locker in the middle of Indiana and you're good as long as you follow the processes after that, which you have a year to do. You're good, right? So that's the law currently. The other thing is a misdemeanor does not carry the risk of murder in the United States of America. If someone is murdered while a misdemeanor is occurring, that involves some sort of
What if that
law and order,
misdemeanor
right?
turns
We
into a
usually end
felony?
up in court over that. I haven't seen these agents in court over what they've been doing. On the opposite side of that, if Dougie is correct and you are trying to justify the unalivement of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, that's crazy because in the Alex Preddy situation, Buddy was on the ground. You saw an agent take his firearm, and you heard two other
I
idiots
haven't
that
tried to
let off
justify this. Why
rounds
does it keep coming
tell
back to this
them that he
topic?
had a firearm, which he did
This
not.
wasn't even what we were
And in
talking
the
about. You've
situation
gone
of
on to a
Renee
whole nother
Good,
rant in
she
the
was in
conversation
her
that was being had,
car
and now you're trying to overtake the conversation. See, this is not even a fair argument
overtaking the conversation. If you
because
can't
the
keep up, that's
conversation
not my
between
fault.
me and Doug here was about ICE and the people getting detained and
Right,
how
and
they're
that's
being
bad, and that's a
unalived
bad thing.
in
And that's a
custody.
and that's a
That was the
bad
whole
thing.
conversation. Now
And
you
you're
brought on the
Mike is off.
Preddy and Renee
You're
Good. Now let me
justifying
say
it.
this.
Stop justifying
In
it.
regards to that
Stop.
situation,
Hey,
so you want to
hey,
bring it up.
Dougie, we can't
hey.
hear you.
Oh gosh. I'm like, why is he over talking to me? Stop trying
I
to
can hear you now.
justify it. Stop trying to justify it. Just stop. Everything
Stop
you're saying
what?
is
Trying to justify them getting
yes,
shot because they were
yes,
acting in bad
yes,
behavior?
yes.
No.
Stop trying to.
Fuck no.
It makes you a
No,
shitty
hell
person.
no.
It
I
makes you a
voted for
shit.
that.
So you're a shitty human being.
No.
And I truly mean
No.
that. You
I
are a
voted
shitty
with
human
an
being.
acceptable
No,
level
you
of things
deserve
that could potentially happen.
you deserve the worst things ever to happen to you in life.
I deserve the worst things that ever
the
happen to
worst
me.
things happen to
We
you and your
all
family.
take on a certain acceptable level of risk when we vote for things. Are you stupid? We all do that on everything, medical things. What about
And that makes you a shitty
pro-trans stuff?
person.
Let's
And that
talk
makes you
about
a
that.
shitty person.
What happens when a doctor accidentally mutilates a child and gets them killed? What?
That's
an acceptable level of loss, correct?
With a circumcision,
or
you mean?
no?
With circumcision?
You could maybe they mess up and they nip the vein too hard and they can't get it closed back in time because the child's still young.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You're not making your case of like you trying to
Yes,
sound
I
like a
am.
better person. You're
The
making
case
yourself sound
is
worse. You're
literally
making yourself
that
sound
there's an
worse.
acceptable level of loss, and
Right,
that
and
you're
you're a bad
acting like
person.
there isn't, and that we all vote for an acceptable level of loss in everything we vote for.
I vote to
Medical
minimize
treatments,
pain
any
and
of that.
harm. I vote to minimize pain and harm. You voted to maximize it.
No, I did not. I actually
You
voted to minimize pain and harm because I would like for everybody here to be able to have the social systems that we can have in place if all the illegals are gone. But we can't have them in place when we have unlimited people coming here and taking our resources.
Right, so that makes you not pro-life.
No, that makes me not pro illegal immigration unlawfully and unchecked. Because of a radical decision, another radical decision has to take place. What's wrong with
There
that?
wasn't a radical decision made. As a matter
You're
of fact,
right. There
Reagan,
wasn't because nobody
Reagan
wanted
most
them to come
famously
here.
wanted people to be able to come here. He didn't want border closures at all. He wanted open borders, not because he saw them as humans, but he saw them as workhorses that were aiding the United States of America by contributing to the workforce. He famously did not want
And
what is
undercutting
happening
the
now.
wages of the average
And
American. Are
that
you
is
kidding
Reagan
me?
of
You're
all people.
making our society worse.
And I can't stand. I
So
can't
the
stand doing
ultra
it.
rich can
Also,
get wealthy. Are
majority
you
of the
kidding
people
me?
that are here in the United States of America that are quote unquote illegal by your standards
By the
came here
standards of the
during
law.
that Reagan administration.
What
The
the
other
hell
thing
by
is
my
seeking
standards?
asylum in the United States of America is not illegal. It doesn't matter how
Yes,
you
you
get
can
here.
seek asylum.
Quite
That is
literally,
correct.
the
But
law
there's
says that
procedures
when you
that
are
you
seeking
take to
asylum
take
in the United
place
States
in
of
the.
America, you have to be on American soil
I can see you
in
just want to talk
American
the whole time.
waters. So it doesn't matter how you get here if you're seeking asylum and you have a year to encounter an agent and to claim asylum. That is the current law of the land. And if you have an issue with the law, I don't know, talk to your
That's right, and
representatives.
we'll vote for that. That's fine.
Talk to your representatives.
That's
I
what
mean,
we
they're not
just
saying it, but
talked
you talk
about.
to your
I voted for them to
representative.
be gone.
Right,
They're
and
being
that
I don't know
makes
why
you
you're shouting
right.
about something that you could be yelling at your representatives for if you feel this passionate about. That I don't see the point of shouting.
But you voted
Okay.
for more human beings to be harmed, to be put in pain, to be unalived. You voted for more human beings for
I
that to
voted for
occur.
law and order.
Which is harm. No, you didn't. You voted for a guy who pardoned well over 1,000 individuals that harmed police officers that stormed the Capitol.
I
You
didn't
did
agree
not.
with that.
You
You
didn't.
voted
So
for a
you
rapist.
voted
That's
for a
not law and
pardon.
order.
But
You
hold on.
for
voted for.
Now you're
felony.
talking about January 6th. Now let's talk about that. How come everyone's so upset about Don Lemon?
Shut up. You voted for a guy who pardoned insurrectionists, right? You voted for a guy that raped another woman. You voted for a guy that was found guilty on numerous counts of fraud. You are not for law and order. You are for the opposite. You voted for a guy who constantly, and consistently violates the Constitution. Consistently. And ignores judges' orders. You voted for a guy that's covering up the biggest P3O scandal in history. He is covering up what happened with Jeffrey E. and everybody that's in the files, including himself. You voted for one of the worst human beings in history, and I think that makes you also part of the group of one of the worst humans in history. I really do.
Solar plex, Dougie. You did good. That was great aim, Douglas.
Remember, guys, 25,000 likes for a new guest if you see that thing on screen. If you saw me, I was struggling with trying to get it sized fit. I was struggling with that for like 5 minutes on end.
No, you weren't struggling. We couldn't tell. We barely even noticed, Dougie. We barely even. You did. It was so swift. We didn't see it.
All
Comment
right.
section, please tell Dougie he did well, so he keeps doing it. You did so good, Dougie.
Guys, I'm looking for opposition. Keep tapping 25K new guest or 2 galaxies. We can get 2 new guests quicker or 20 on the phalanx. Okay. But we are looking for ops. Hey, dude, you can unmute yourself. I'll unmute you. And he left. All right, guys. Well, we got out of it early. He left. All right, so let me change the 25,000 to. Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good,
Hey.
how are you?
Good, man. Good. How old are you?
50.
50. All right. What's on your mind?
Sir?
What's on your mind?
Oh, I was just seeing what y'all were talking about, to be honest. It said, MAGA, why do you hate?
Did you vote for Trump?
You think? Yes, sir.
Okay. How do you think he's doing so far?
Well, honestly, it's a little bit hard to tell yet. I mean, I'm just a blue-collar, hard-working guy, and, hoping to see grocery prices go down and gas prices go down. I've seen gas go down a little bit, I know all that stuff takes time, but it doesn't seem like it's happening quite as fast, I guess, as I'd like it to.
So I will acknowledge that gas is about 10 cents cheaper than it was a year ago on average, like nationally. However, grocery prices won't go down. I mean, you said you're 50, right? Grocery prices are never going to be as cheap as they were when you were 5 years old, 10 years old, 20, 30. There's things in general go up. He's not going to be able to lower grocery prices. Considering we're still in a capitalistic economy, you want between 2 and 3% inflation, right? So inflation is going to occur. Obviously, you just don't want high inflation. So given that, prices will go up on average about 2 to 3% on average. So
Yeah.
you're not going to see grocery prices go down. Now, you may see some random groceries go down, like eggs, for example, but those are for different reasons. Obviously, Trump didn't do anything to lower egg prices, but in general, your grocery prices aren't going to get cheaper. Your bill is never going to get cheaper on
Right.
average.
Yeah. Because I've got 3 teenagers, and and I can remember even when they were small. I mean, groceries were a lot cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I'll never see those prices again. But it seems like as much as I work, and it seems like I make. If you look at the amount of money I make, it sounds like a lot and seems like a lot, but it just.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's like we just struggle to get by.
I hear you. No, I hear you, man. Things are
That,
difficult.
and
So, so,
so I don't know. I just
as far as what Trump can do, and guys, we're looking for opposition. 40,000 likes for a new guest, unless he leaves earlier, unless you guys send 2 galaxies or 20 on a pay links. So, what can Trump do to make things better in your life or the life of the average American?
well, I think he's trying to make it better. Like, I really love the fact that he took the tax off of the overtime, because I do work a lot of overtime, which I know there's a limit on that. I think
There
it's
is a limit.
12.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but still, I mean, that's great. I mean, I think that's really going to help. And
Listen, I'm not against. Listen, I think lowering or getting rid of taxes on overtime and things like that. I think that's all fine. I don't have an issue with that. My issue with the bill is that there was huge tax cuts on the rich, which are ultimately going to hurt us, right? So, like, I would be fine, and I think anybody on the left would be fine. Because I do want taxes to be lower for the people in the middle and lower class. I just don't want it to be lower for people that are making tens and hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. I think those taxes should be higher, as they were in the 50s and 60s when we saw a significantly higher tax rate of like near 90% or around 90%. And I think most people can agree economically we're doing much better then.
I concur with biceps.
but yeah, I think for the most part, I honestly do think he'll make it better, and I think it will get better. Um, Definitely a
How?
lot better than.
How do you think he'll make it better?
Huh?
Like, what is it that he can do?
Well, he just like for example, the tariffs. Trying to keep more work in America, and getting rid of the illegals. I definitely agree with all of that.
Well, hold on. So
Did you say legals or illegals?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you say legals or
Illegal.
illegals?
Illegals.
So
Oh,
I
I
have
was
a
so
question.
confused for 2
I have a
seconds.
question.
Yeah, sorry.
How do tariffs help the average American, considering like that's going to be a tax on things, right? So when things are tariff, right, the prices of things are going to go up. How is that helping
Right.
Americans?
Well, I think in the long run, I mean, like you say, it's probably going to be hurtful short term, but I think in long term, I would think it would strengthen our country, um,
How
because it
so?
would keeping manufacturing in the U.S. more so. Being more jobs. I live in a very rural area. Uh, I mean, like I drive an hour to work every day. Which I don't know. That's not horrible, but that's a pretty good drive.
But you're still
It's
never going to
just
see, sure, but you're still never going to see manufacturing increase over here. Manufacturing has been going down for a long time. It's simply just cheaper to do it elsewhere, no matter what. Even if you put taxes or you put tariffs on any imports, it's still going to be cheaper to do it elsewhere, right? So, like, this isn't going to necessarily lead to more manufacturing.
mm, I
And
disagree with that.
I think history has shown with tariffs that that wasn't the case. This has been done before, and it didn't work out.
Hmm. Okay, but well, I'm hoping. I hope it gets
Well,
better.
listen, I don't think
I just
anybody
feel like
wants things to be shitty. Of course, I would love for
right.
things to get
I mean, I
cheaper
just
and
I
all that.
feel and of course, I'm a strong believer of the Second Amendment, and I know he supports that.
Does he?
I like that. Yes.
How does he when he said that Alex Preddy, the guy who was on the live, shouldn't have brought a I can't say the word on TikTok, so I'll say a pew pew to where he was at with the border patrol and ICE agents. You know, when he was on the lives, he said that he shouldn't have
But
brought a pew pew. That's not him supporting the Second Amendment.
right, but he's not trying to take them away either. You know,
But
and the
well, then
Democrats, they're just constantly.
Then why did the NRA speak up?
I'm sorry, what?
Why did the NRA speak up? Why did the NRA specifically address the fact that they are trying to take law-abiding citizens from their ability to carry firearms? Because Alex Preddy was a law-abiding citizen. It was registered. It was owned. He had what he was allowed to have on his person. It was legal and lawful. He's licensed to carry. So why did the NRA feel the need to speak up?
To protect our rights.
Right, because him having a firearm being out there was not a problem.
right,
He was legally allowed and lawfully allowed to have it.
right.
That was not the issue.
One quick thing, Allison. Thanks for the $1 on the pay links. I appreciate it. It says I recommend reading "Parable of the Sower" by Octavia Butler. It's what we are living in now. Your eyes will be opened, and you might get that boot out of your mouth. Thank you, Allison. W. Allison in the comments. I really appreciate you. Gosh, remember
I
40K
love
for a
when your
new
audience is funnier than me.
40K for a new guest. We are looking for ops. Anybody who disagrees with the background, Trump supporter, conservative, etc. Yeah, so but like that
Okay.
rhetoric would be second. But what have Democrats done to harm the Second Amendment? Because I hear that often. I've never seen it happen.
Oh yeah, I mean even Clinton actually passed some bans. On high capacity magazines, folding stocks. He
And
he
that
made a lot of restrictions.
and what happened because of that?
Well, it made it where you couldn't buy folding stocks and you couldn't buy high capacity magazines. You know,
But we saw a reduction of mass PPUs and unalivings because of that. That would be a good thing.
I don't think that was really as bad then, even before that ban. I mean,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't,
we saw a clear reduction after it was passed. Like it was.
I don't.
I mean, I can show you. Like it happened as soon as it was passed.
Right.
I can pull. I mean, what else would it be from?
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. I'm just obviously I've stepped in over my head here, but yeah, I appreciate your time. But yeah, I hope it gets better. Like you said, nobody wants it shitty. I feel like he'll get us there, and but we'll
Yeah.
see. I don't know. I don't know.
So Pew Pew massacres fell by 37% after the ban was put in place, and it rose by 183% after it expired. So, just wanted to
Yeah.
state that. So, I think it's a good thing when people are unalive less. But anyways, man,
Yeah.
it sounds like you're trying to go. I'll bring you
I
down. I'll get to the
concur.
new guest. But
Yeah.
take care.
Yeah.
All right, take care. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. I'm going to put up a new like goal, obviously, but let me get another guest on up. We don't have another guest in the request box. So if you have been wanting to come up and speak, I can let you up immediately. There's no waiting line at the moment. And mods, if you guys can, of course, still help out and invite ups, that would be terrific. Yeah, Allison, exactly. I mean, it was good to read, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right. Invite funny. I'm pretty sure my mods are inviting anyone on up that appears to be opposition. All right. Who else we got? We already spoke with Whimsical, right? I'm bringing him on up. I don't remember. Whimsical, what's up?
What's up? I'm back.
What do you want to talk about again?
Well, I kind of like the conversation where it was going with the 2A rights.
Okay.
I can respect that.
All right.
Again, I don't like all the weapons of war being used in the hands of civilians either. I can agree with that. And I can also agree that I prefer less death than more death. So I don't see a problem with that.
What specifically? Problem with what?
Well, with the Second Amendment rights being returned to less high capacity magazines and different
Oh, you don't
textures,
disagree
I'm
with
fine
that,
with that.
but you're talking about
No, I don't
the
disagree with
ban
that at
under.
all.
Okay, okay,
It's painfully obvious that people can get them that don't know how to use them properly, or if they do use them, they use them in a very destructive manner versus how they're
for sure.
what the Second Amendment I believe was
Yeah, listen,
intended
man, I'm
for.
pro two-way. I would never ever want PPUs to be taken away or any of that stuff. I think
Yeah,
people should
no,
have the
but a
right to have them.
handgun, a rifle, a shotgun, that's perfectly fine.
I
Yeah,
am.
you got high capacity in any of those as is on the low end. Like a shotgun, you can put 6 shells and that's plenty enough. So,
Sure. All
yeah.
right. So, is there anything that you disagree with? Any?
This is making my eye twitch.
Well, that's the thing that I was trying. I didn't get to was not so much that I want to concentrate on everything that we disagree with, but more so that we can find some commonality in the things that we're looking at, maybe from a different perspective.
I mean, I'm sure there could be some small things we agree on. I'm not going to deny that. I'm
Like,
just saying, for the purposes, I am looking for debates, though. So, is there any
okay,
Yeah,
well, all right. Well,
that's why I
then
do
I
this.
guess
Yeah.
I can debate on a couple different things.
Okay.
Now, I was listening to the Preddy conversation.
Sure.
As far as that goes with concealed carry, you would think that in his instruction it told him not to go to certain areas where having the weapon could lead to a violent confrontation, correct? Like you don't go into a bar with a concealed carry.
Not in his state, but I can say Florida
Sorry, I
before
can't
we
hear
were
you. You're
allowed.
breaking up.
But Buzzy, you're breaking up.
That was not part of.
Buzzy, I can't hear you.
I said I am not in his state.
You better know.
Okay.
But listen,
Okay. I am not
whether
in his state, but in the state of Florida, where I can carry, right, where I am licensed to carry, in our classes, before we had the open carry laws, it does not tell you that you can't take your firearm anywhere because when you're licensed to conceal and carry, you can conceal and carry unless that business has some sort of signage. For an example, Target is one of these stores where it tells you they do not want you concealing and carrying in the store. But if you are factually concealing and carrying, the other question would then
Okay.
ensue, how do they know? So people still carry anyway. So yeah, in the lesson or in the coursework, and I don't know if anybody else in the comment section, I'm going to ask the audience for crowd participation. Anybody that has taken a conceal and carry class or has done your state's process for conceal and carry, do they tell you that you can't take your firearm certain places?
Yeah, I don't have a concealed carry myself, so I wouldn't know. But from what I've always heard in my state, that you weren't allowed to conceal carry in a bar or a hostile environment, and that you're supposed to negate risk as much as possible in those kind of situations. When situations turn hostile, like you're not supposed to be the Prince Charming that comes to save someone. You're actually supposed to back away and be the one that's sitting on the sidelines, like you need to get over here.
So
That was from my
I
understanding, but I could be
so
wrong.
So for how the law, okay, so everybody is saying the same thing that I'm saying in their state with their courses. So for how the law works, they do tell you what to do if you are ever in a situation where you have to carry out using your firearm. They
Right.
tell you how to place it, how to step away from it so that you are not perceived as a threat because when they show up to the situation. However, they don't tell you not to take your firearm places because they can't. Also, in the Alex Party situation, he was outside on a sidewalk in broad
Uh,
daylight. And then on the
Go
same
ahead.
situation as that, you can have your firearm in a bar unless that private business states that they don't want firearms there. I have not seen one on a bar here in Florida. I'm sure they exist though, for a multitude of reasons.
Right. Yeah, I would think that one of those would be to mitigate hostile actions, the chance of shooting someone. It's not supposed to be there, so you can go around actively. What was the kid that got Rittenhouse or whatever his fucking name was?
Yeah. What about him?
Like, I didn't agree with that. Like, I think the kid shouldn't have been crossing state lines, receiving a weapon to defend a business. He in my opinion, he wasn't old enough to be making those decisions. And I feel like that goes into a whole nother argument that I have that a lot of people don't like. I believe that a lot of laws should be raised to the age of 25. But, that's a whole different argument that people don't like.
So to
What's up,
Buzzy's
Tony?
point, hey, what's up? So about there's a sign that'll be outside buildings that'll basically say, I can't remember the name of it. It's like a 50.01 sign or something. That'll say
Correct. At
basically
least in
you,
Florida.
yeah, and we have similar in Texas. I don't know if that's a statewide or I'm sorry, nationwide thing, but it'll basically be a sign that says you cannot come in here with a carry, period. And then additionally in Texas, we have a 51% law that is if an establishment uh, takes in revenue that's more than 51% of the revenue is for alcohol, then you cannot carry inside. That's the only thing I can think of he may be alluding to, but that's specific to Texas. I don't know about every other state. So
Mm. But
that's all
yeah,
I got to say. Bye, guys.
All right, man. Thank you. I
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you,
Yeah, no
Tony.
problem.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, so for my whole point there, basically, they do discuss with y'all like, hey, you should try to avoid certain situations. You should try to like make sure you follow like the laws with
Uh,
it and so on and so
but
forth.
that's what I'm
So
saying.
there
They
is some
don't. Like,
discussing. There
well,
isn't
that's
no
what I'm saying.
discussion
They
on
don't.
that. Well, then that needs to be
No.
changed.
So I would agree there should be more conversation had about it, about safety. But they do talk about what to do if you do have to use your firearm and how to separate yourself from the firearm so that you are not a threat in the situation when they arrive. So they talk about the safety from that aspect. They talk about concealing safety and where to place your firearm. They talk about, but again, that is probably dependent on state how that goes, but I think a larger part of it, from what I'm seeing in the comment section, is very similar.
Right.
But I guess states' rights.
Correct. And that's a whole weird conversation too. Like I agree with like the federal should always supersede the state when it comes to certain things, especially when it comes to law enforcement stuff like that. Um, Someone in the comments was saying something about 18. No, I think that you should be allowed to join the military at 18 because you're in a very instructive environment. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think you should be allowed to go fight an overseas war unless you're 25 and it should be voluntary.
All right. Anything else you wanted
And
to
yeah,
talk on?
well, the thing disappeared. We kind of covered immigration, how I feel about that. I think it should be checked. I think it should be balanced. I think radical action is taking place because radical action happened. A lot of people died crossing the borders, and I guess you said due to that invite, that's something not
What
being discussed.
what invite?
Well, Buzzy was talking about earlier that there was an invite for the people of Venezuela to come here. However, I think that was a very reckless action, and a lot of people
Wait,
lost
what?
their
I
lives
said,
to
Buzzy
that.
said what? What?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Earlier, when I was talking to Buzzy, we were talking about immigration and how Buzzy was believed that people were invited to come here, and that to me was a reckless action for illegal immigration to take place. Like
That's
he
not
was.
what I said.
What did you say? Let's ring that up.
That's not what I said. Doug, do you want to explain about Venezuela really quick?
Yeah, I don't. What is it? Hold on. You said that she said that they invited them. But first of all, if
Yes.
you're asylum seeking, that's not against the law, though. So even if that were the case, what's wrong with that? Asylum seeking is legal.
Well, asylum law don't they have to stop technically at the first world country to seek asylum in asylum law?
What's that? You have
Isn't
to
in
step. You have
asylum
to
law?
step foot. You have to step foot on U.S. soil.
No, not for our specific asylum law. Asylum law in general is that when you are seeking asylum, the first world country you go to, I believe, is the one that you're supposed to seek asylum in. So technically, Mexico would be a first world country, right?
But for
So
what?
shouldn't they be seeking asylum there?
You can seek asylum wherever. I don't know what Mexico asylum laws are. I know it. I know what American asylum laws are.
Okay.
I
You,
So what's the conversation be? I mean,
I
you
don't.
don't know. I don't know. So let's move on.
Okay, you cut out for me. Can you repeat what you just said, Whimsical?
I said apparently you don't know and I don't know. So let's move on. Like
No, what did
I
you
believe they
say
should stay
before?
in.
Your sound cut out.
Oh, I was talking. I don't know. I was talking about Mexico and the people there should be seeking asylum instead of going through there to us because
So
it's a
okay, so
first
aside,
world
okay,
country.
so all right, I heard bits and pieces, so that makes it make sense. Okay, so for asylum seeking in the United States of America, and you can pull up the law on this. What I stated earlier, and what I usually say is, you could spawn in this bitch from anywhere for asylum seeking. And that's true. The law for asylum seeking in the United States of America specifically states that you have to be on American soil, American waters, or international waters to seek asylum. There is no specifications about a way of passage. Like, there is no right way to do that. So if you skydived into this bitch and landed in Arizona, you have a year to claim asylum in the United States of America. A year to do that. It doesn't matter how you get here, you just have to get here, and you can only do that once you are in American territory.
Okay.
That is the law currently, which is why I stated, and I don't know who I was talking to earlier, but it's why I stated that if that is an issue for you, then that's something that you should yell at your representatives about. However, that is the law of the land.
Okay.
That is how
I'm
that
fine
works.
with following that law. If that's the law of the land, that's the land. That's the law I'm willing to follow. Now, what about those that have been here a year and not sought asylum?
What
Should
about
they
them?
go back?
So that is considered a misdemeanor if they do. And yes, as a result of that, if they do not declare in time, they do get sent back, which is what was happening under the Obama administration and the Biden administration. So again, it's not the amount of deportations that's an issue, because as everybody likes to bring up, we know that Obama and Biden did more. It's the way at which they go about it. There is due process, right? Being here illegally in the United States of America, the law of the land makes that a misdemeanor. It is not a crime that's punishable by death, suffering, torture, concentration camps. None of this should be happening. The way that Obama and Biden did this is that if you were coming in to seek asylum, if you had any sort of background, it didn't matter what it was, nonviolent or violent, did not matter. You were immediately turned away and you were sent back to your country of origin. You weren't taken to just some random country that the United States of America made a deal with and dropped off. You were taken back to your country of origin because of your background. Didn't matter what it is. Now, people have a problem with that because it negates the kind of crime. It wasn't specific enough for a lot of people. However, as a blanket statement, their rule of thumb was, if you have a background as a history or a record of some sort, no matter what it is, you are not being allowed in this country. And that's how they deported more. For people that say they want lawful engagement, that was a lawful way of going about this. You committed a crime, regardless of what that crime is, you can't come in this country.
Let
Okay.
me see. Oh, hold on. Let me introduce this new guest. Chaos,
As
how are
far
you?
as
Hold on. Chaos, how are you? Chaos, are you there? Chaos going once, Chaos going twice, Chaos going. Guys, we are looking for opposition. I know we hit 40K likes, but we don't have anybody in the request box. So the moment we get somebody, we can swap out guests. But we need somebody to come on up who's opposition. So if you disagree with the prompt, come on up. Andy,
Okay.
thank you.
So,
The Joy Floats coming in big. Thank you, Andy. Andy in the
so to
comments.
continue our conversation there. All right. So, would you say any deportations that took took the same fashion or place under the Trump administration would be considered legitimate?
correct, because that would be under the law. The law is still
Okay.
there that if you, because he hasn't changed the law. The
Okay.
law is
So,
still there that if you have a criminal background, it doesn't matter if what kind of crime it was. If you have any sort of background record, you wouldn't be allowed in this country. However, a majority of the deportations done by the Trump administration have been people that have been detained in court for following the due process. What I was talking about earlier with Venezuela is the fact that the United States of America fucked up their country. And then we gave them asylum-seeking privileges. We gave them sanctuary privileges, if you will, and we didn't tell them, like we did a few other countries that are on that list. And you can look up the list on our immigration website. It'll tell you which countries have those privileges. And then what did we do in this process to get those numbers of deportation up? We stripped them of the sanctuary that we offered them. So then now they're in court going through the process to become full citizens. They're getting deported from being in court.
Okay,
So
but hold on.
that's what I was talking about.
That's all right. I don't really understand exactly everything there because I don't know the facts of the matter as far as like the Venezuelan being granted sanctuary, how that came to be. I don't remember voting for that, but that's neither here nor there. The next thing I would like
It's not
to talk
something that we
about.
vote for to give sanctuary with. So it's not something that it's one of those things that we don't vote for, but it can be appointed or decided
through an
on.
executive order of sorts.
Not necessarily an executive order, but there is a process, but it's not a voting process for us, the citizens.
Okay. But we do agree that there is a certain level of illegal immigration that takes place that has to be checked. Correct.
So, in my opinion, illegal immigration, which is a misdemeanor, is classified, and also by the law, illegal immigration is classified by somebody that has come here and is either not seeking asylum or did not seek asylum in time, and they fell out of the realms of that, which is a misdemeanor, which requires them to just get sent.
And not, I mean, they have been denied as well. Right.
If they've been denied asylum, they get sent back from that court hearing. So that's not an issue. If they've been denied, they get sent back from that court hearing or from whatever appointment they were in with the agents at the time. They get sent back immediately. On the opposite side of that,
so would you say that we've completed the process on getting those people out of here, or it needs to be ongoing?
It's something that would likely be ongoing because there are some people that probably fall out of the realms of that time. But from what we know and the way that immigration is being held, it can't be to as great a number, especially if we are following the law that we have in place that Obama and Biden both followed that deported more people. If the issue is deporting the people and not having them here because of whatever background information, we already had a process in place that was doing that humanely without people being murdered in the streets.
Okay. But I mean, people also weren't protesting those either, right? So I mean,
because there was no need to protest to make. Actually, no, I can't say that people weren't protesting it. Lots of people have a problem with the deportations that happened under the Obama and Biden administration. There was still protest happening. There were still people that were showing up.
But it was just low key because it wasn't blasted all over the.
It wasn't necessarily low key. It was talking about to make sure that people weren't sleeping on the floors. People were allowed to go in to make sure that people were receiving humane treatment. And anytime somebody wasn't receiving humane treatment, it was addressed, either publicly or otherwise. It had to be addressed. So the same thing was happening. The reason why people are out protesting in the streets is because of the way people are having their doors kicked in, being snatched out of their cars mid-traffic, being pent by unmarked cars. There's a difference between creating chaos because you want it to seem, I don't know, fun for TV. I mean, he did come from reality TV. That makes sense, right? Maybe he's looking at this from a production standpoint and doing it in a way that makes sense, that does not seek to harm the community nor neighbors for that matter.
Well, then, would you agree that the signal chats, what they're doing, is actually potentially leading to harm as well? Then, because
what are you talking
like
about?
if they were kicking in the doors, right? Some of them are actually showing up with warrants to places to find people, right? And they're not necessarily kicking in the doors. We both already agreed that a lawful action has to take place if a person had been here over their year, been denied asylum. So if they were to show up at one of those people's houses.
Hold on, I gotta read a cash app. Robin, thank you for the dollar on the green app that starts with a C. Thank you. It says bump stock ban ruled unconstitutional from Trump. And so we're talking, I think it might have been from the previous conversation. Sorry, Robin, I'm just reading it. But that was one thing that Trump was anti-2A on. I don't know if we were talking about with you, but I think it was the previous guest. Thank you, Robin, though. Appreciate it. Guys, remember, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with background prop, hit the request button. Good.
The only thing I can think about with Signal Chat that might be related to this conversation is I believe people in Signal Chats were talking about where they were seeing agents. Is that what you're referring to? Or maybe there's something else happening if somebody in the comment section wants to inform me.
Like, say those agents were gearing up. Like, you could say that they were all bad, but they're not all bad. Not all those operations necessarily could be in bad faith, right? So, say they were going in good faith to do a good faith operation legally because this person refused to leave, even though they were presented and somehow they didn't get sent away, right? After they left their hearing. Somehow it happened, right? We're just going to say this happened, right? These people could also be interfering with actions that you would consider good as well.
Then our
Like,
government shouldn't have created chaos that causes mistrust. If they wanted this to be carried out the right way, they should have done this with paperwork and honesty instead of running around in mass unmarked vehicles and pinning people in traffic, snatching people out of
right,
cars,
right. But that
injuring
chaos is
people,
caused by that signal
kidnapping
group chat.
people.
It's not really
The
happening in
chaos
other
is not
areas.
following the signal group chat. When they first had ICE out, it wasn't that this was the response of people. People protested in the streets, but people weren't feeling the need to have to shield their neighbors because of the treatment that people were getting. If they would have been humane about this, if they would have showed up with warrants, and maybe they have the warrants and they kick open the door, well, they have the warrants to do so. This didn't involve showing up like a thief in the night to arrest people, asking people their information and then telling them they're lying and detaining them anyway. This doesn't involve stopping teenagers in broad daylight in the wee hours of the morning when they're walking to school. There are a multitude of things that went wrong with this administration that
Yeah,
would make
okay,
this
yes, things
unlawful. And
happen. I
honestly, the
got it.
lawsuits alone could fuck around and bankrupt us.
And I don't like that either. But I'm just saying that there is a
There's
certain
no
level of
justification
accountability on
for it
both
when we know
sides
that
for
there was
what's
a process
happening here.
before that
It's
didn't
not
cause
just a
this.
one-sided issue. This isn't just one-sided issue. There's things that are happening on both sides that's causing the chaos. You can't just claim it was Trump. Like
If we
the
deported
rhetoric coming
more
out of the
people
left
without
isn't that
domestic
great either.
terrorism using if we deported more people without domestic terrorism of a federal agency, then we absolutely could have done this humanely. This did not have to happen. That's a failure on the government.
Well, you say it didn't have to happen, but do we
Right.
know the statistics on the number of people that are here that stayed past their time period? They sought
Yeah, we
asylum.
know that majority of the people in the United States of America that's classified as illegal came in under the Reagan administration. We also can link that back to Reagan's own
I
ideology,
don't
which
care
is he
whose
didn't believe in borders
administration
at
it
all.
came under. What I'm saying is
Well, we
they are
know that
here.
we have, but what I'm saying, we have a number. We have a number for that. And if Dougie wants to pull up that
But
number
but
on
yeah, I
his
can see that.
screen, because,
But why don't? But
biceps and typing.
why is it a bad thing to offer a pathway to citizenship for the people that are working, that are contributing to society, that aren't violent criminals? Why not give them a pathway to citizenship?
Well, because I think that literally undercuts the whole purpose of legal migration.
But it's almost like you want it to be difficult.
I don't want. Well, I mean, to a degree, yes, because I want a lot of social programs, and you can't only have those in a high trust society.
But but Trump isn't going to implement any social programs. Republicans are
That
against that.
yes, I understand that, but the first layer of these social programs before they go bankrupt, which they already are, right? We're getting robbed blind left and right from fraud. That's just clearly obvious.
By the Trump
Um,
administration committing fraud, he pardoned billions of dollars worth of fraud.
that's fine, him too. I mean, I can
But
call
you
it fraud
vote.
for fraud, but we're still
I know.
getting
But you
robbed
voted for
blind.
that.
But you're
You
only saying for Trump,
But you voted
right?
for that, though. That's the problem. You had the choice
I
to vote
voted for.
otherwise, but you voted for a guy who
Mm-mm.
pardoned the CEO of
I voted
Binance,
based on what I
right? Who
saw
committed
the
who
greatest problem. I'm looking at the European nations, and I voted for what I saw was the greatest issue. Simple. Unchecked immigration, it seems to be the biggest immigrant. Like, look at France right now. Oh
Hold on,
my
we can talk
God.
about that. We
It
can
just
talk
got
about that. Hold
reduced
on,
down
hold
to a
on, hold
third
on,
world
hold on,
country.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Raising Kane, how you doing?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, are you opposition? Do you did you vote for Trump? Do you disagree with the prompt? Anything like that?
I'm for Trump. Yeah, I voted for Trump.
Okay. All right. Winston, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you down because we have a new guest, but take care. All right. All right, man. How old are you? Racing.
I'm 28.
Cool. All right. What do you want to speak about? What's in your mind?
Yeah, I think Trump releasing these files is actually some of the best thing that could happen for
Why
the
hasn't
America First movement.
why hasn't he released all of them when he was supposed to, like a month ago? And why are they mostly redacted?
That's a good question. I guess you would have to ask his DOJ, right? Pam
Do you
Bondi, Trump.
do you think it's possible there's stuff in there they don't want people to see that makes them look bad? Is that a possibility?
Oh, well, yeah, when you got Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor in your administration, yeah, there's probably some shit in there that you don't want the public to see that would bite back against some of your guys. But I'm not in the Trump administration. So.
But you voted for the Trump administration.
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. I don't think Trump is like ontologically good. I just think the outcomes of the administration are positive, right?
Like what?
That doesn't mean I support Jeffrey Epstein. It doesn't mean I want to be friends with him. That doesn't mean I want.
What has the administration done that bypasses all of those shitty things?
Yeah, so when you look at the rise of like the America First sentiment, the America First movement, that has been catapulted by Trump's almost failures and lackadaisical commitments to America First. It kind of gives credence to the idea that the America First people were right. There is a camp of thought that is legitimate when it comes to like America First politics. And Jeffrey Epstein's emails, the latest batch of that, it completely flies in the face of this whole Israel-United States relationship because, well, let me wrap it up. I'm wrapping it up real quick.
Right.
Because if you look at the sentiments of Jeffrey Epstein's and all the people he rolled with who are all pro-Israel nationalists, they all hate Christian Americans. They call us goyim. They call us cattle. They say goyim are stupid. Goyim are cattle.
You're a Nick Fuentes fan, aren't you?
Well, he was right about that. I thought Nick Fuentes was crazy, but if you read the files,
it's almost like you're repeating everything.
Well, he was totally vindicated.
It just sounds like you're
no, that's what the files say,
word for word.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like Jeffrey Epstein was listening to America First with Nick Fuentes and wanted to make us all his fans. That's literally what. Did you read the files? Yes or no? Jeffrey Epstein called us goyim. He called us cattle. He brought a victim to a Jewish country club, and they did not serve the victim because she's not Jewish. They said, do not speak to her. She is not Jewish. She does not have a soul. That is what the Epstein files say. That is what the victims say. If you say the victim is a groyper, if the victim is Nick Fuentes coded or whatever, that's fine. Your mic is broken, bud. Your mic's cooked. So I'll continue while you can figure that out. Everyone should look up the victim testimony of the country club. I believe her name was Sarah. Jeffrey Epstein's Sarah Country Club. They had dinner there. There were on many occasions where they said, only Jews have souls. Goyim are here to toil in the fields. Jews are here to short sell shipping futures and to create generational wealth, while the Goyim pull carrots out of the ground and toil in the fields. Nick Fuentes did absolutely
Your mic
say
is
this
still
was
not connecting.
Shit, guys, what the fuck? Someone mute him while I'm trying to fix this. Like, seriously. I know I'm muted. Someone mute him while I'm trying to fix this.
No, they were trying to, but I was telling you that TikTok was glitching and they were saying they could not mute him.
W TikTok. W Larry Ellison. Rare Larry W. I just got an invite to turn on my microphone.
Are we good? Are we good? Are we good? Are we good?
Yeah.
Are we good? Yeah?
Yes, we're good.
Okay. Sorry, I got a little angry, but okay. I apologize. All right, I don't know. This thing's broken, but anyways, yeah, dude, why are you so anti-Semitic?
I would say, why is Jeffrey Epstein so anti-Christian and anti-white people?
Can you answer my question without responding with a question?
Yeah, for sure. If reading documents of Jewish people's hatred for white people and then diagnosing it as hatred,
do you mind just answering my question?
I guess I'm guilty.
Do you mind answering my question without trying to pivot away from it?
We're going to have to define anti-Semitism using the CIA factbook definition, the IRHA definition, or using the Webster definition, the colloquial definition.
I think the fact that you even have to try to justify it by asking what sort of definition I'm using is very problematic in of itself.
Have you seen the definition of the IRHA? They say if I say Ben Shapiro is loyal to Israel and not America, that is anti-Semitism, and I am an anti-Semite. If I say October 7th wasn't uniquely bad, I am an anti-Semite, according to the International Holocaust Association. the IRHA, and they
So what?
have
So what policies?
influence.
So what policy? So what
So
policies
you're
would you
self-aware.
like?
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
No, we're saying is if I say a Jewish person is loyal to Israel and not America, that is not a hatred or bigotry. That is just simply pointing out a possible fact, a truth.
Do you go on social media and call every single person that disagrees with you a goy?
No, I am a goyim. That's on Gentile. We are all goyim.
Okay,
Unless, well, you may.
you're not part of the. You're not part.
Of,
You're not part. You're about to be anti-Semitic. Go for it. Do it.
Yeah, you got your terms wrong. When you say you go on the internet calling everyone goyim. No. We all are goyim. That's the goyim is like the N-word that Jews use for non-Jewish people, right? It's derogatory to everyone who's not Jewish. So it wouldn't make any sense to call everyone goyim.
Well, then why does every Nick Fuentes supporter, just like you, go on social media, call everybody that disagrees with you good goy?
Oh, so a good goy would be referring to like a
that'd be like anti-Semitic. Yeah, that's like being
that'd be like a Shabbos goy, someone who like turns on the light switch for a Jewish guy on Shabbos because he can't do it, or like pushes the elevator button.
Right. So this is
a good goy is someone who is
right. So this is you being anti-Semitic, like really just right in our face being anti-Semitic. Shut up. You got enough time to speak. Shut up. You got enough time to speak. This isn't your live. If you want your own live, you can speak on your own live. This isn't your place to judge. This isn't. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to call you what I want. If you're supporting Nick Fuentes, and you shut up.
Shut up, Jew.
Oh look, being anti-Semitic. That's weird.
Is that?
Yes, that's
on joint. That's on goyim. That's on Gentile, nigga. That's on Gentile.
Goodbye. Hey, how you doing? Yes. Yes,
Can you debate without like swearing and like getting all angry?
You mean like the guy that was being anti-Semitic towards me? You want me to?
No, you were like getting real upset because nobody
because he was being anti-Semitic.
Do you think black people can be racist?
No.
Okay, so. Okay.
I'm not talking about that.
How old are you?
How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? How old are you? I can't have a conversation with you until.
You're getting so angry.
I can't have conversations unless you tell me your age. Christina, thank you for the 2 on the blue out with the V. Says for what the fuck? I know Christina. Thank you, Christina. W Christina. I appreciate it. Guys, you have to tell me your age. You have to. Raising Cane's, you're not coming up. Clearly, you're not coming up. Guys, we're looking for opposition that's just not anti-Semitic, okay? Just come up and just like sound like a regular person. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to not be anti-Semitic and racist. But yes, guys, keep tapping, please. Whimsical, we've spoke too many times. I don't want to bring you up. What was that, Pussy?
For all of my gluten-free people, the N-Witch at Jimmy John's is really good. I recommend the N-Witch. It's a lettuce wrap. I get the totally tuna. I add some provolone and some bacon. I 10 out of 10 recommend. It's like a little salad in your hand. Very yummy, very good.
A little salad in your hand.
Vinegar and pepper.
Sounds good. Yeah, I know. Apparently it is very, very difficult. I don't know why. Don't know why. All right, guys. Again, we're looking for opposition. So if you are a Trump supporter, you disagree with the background or anything like that, hit the request button at the bottom, okay? Yeah, those like back-to-back guesswork girls. Well, the thing is, if you bring up one anti-Semite, the others feel like emboldened to want to come up as well. So like that's sort of like you got to be a little careful with platforming certain types of people because other ones of them feel like they can also speak out too. It's a give and take. It's a give and take when it comes to it. Like I think there's definitely benefits to shooting down their opinions, making them look dumb, but you got to be able to outweigh that with others feeling like they have the ability to come up and say those things too. Yeah, they're almost certainly in a Discord. Some of these people, they're almost certainly in a Discord telling others when other creators are live, so they all hop into it. That like for sure happens.
They're probably in a signal chat.
Yeah, almost certainly. Sleepover. That could be it. The fact that the guy couldn't answer the question about anti-Semitism was not like he just kept trying to avoid it and ask about, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? Yeah, that's not a good thing. Sipforelia, whatever your name is, you're also not coming up. You couldn't answer a simple question as to what your age was. You thought it was your live. You thought you can talk over me. It's not your live. You can't talk over me. And you couldn't tell me your age, so you're not coming up. That's like such a gaslighting thing to do. To like do something that gets somebody angry and then say, why are you so angry? That's like gaslighting 101. What was that, Buzzy? Sorry.
It's a wild time. Mark said, I don't get why people give a crap. Mark said, I don't give a crap. I don't understand why people give a crap about people's religion. At the fundamental basis, there is no way to make racism make sense. Like, racism in no terms is ever going to make sense. There is no logic behind it outside of someone's feeling that was in a position of power and then spread it around and people started to believe it.
Thank you. Guys, make sure you send in your heart me if you haven't done so yet. Y'all got to go. Jay, when do you come up? Talk to us. Tell us why we have to go. But yeah, we'll see if we can if we dip below like 300 viewers, I'll restart.
Dougie, your background is making you look like a real estate agent or a travel agent.
I mean, should I have this background or should I just put back at the AI one?
You work at the AAA travel.
I know.
You look like you work at the travel agency for AAA. You sit right at that desk. You make tons of money.
What if I just put this background back up? Is this better? It's AI, obviously. But
now you're in the club. I mean, being in the club is not bad.
Which one's better, guys? You guys like this AI background or my actual background?
The club.
I think most people seem to like my natural background. I do need to put more up though, because like I need something that catches the eye when people come on in. The original one. So you look like you're glad to know something.
Oklahoma said you look like you're the place in the mall that sold me.
I know. I saw that. All right, I'll put the other one back up, but I need to get like a flag or something to put up there. You know, like it's just I need some sort of background that's gonna be a little more attention getting.
Dougie, of all things, the flag. That was the most ex-military you've been in a while.
Well, like not an American flag. Not an American flag, just some sort of flag. I don't know. I'll have to think. Guys, what do you think I should put back there? Like, see how there's the wall right there? I should probably put like something there, right?
Yeah, there's an American flag with Beyonce on it.
And I could take this little thing off. I don't need this here. This isn't mine. It just came with the place. I can take it off. So I can put something there and I can put something on the other wall. Get a neon sign. Yeah, a neon sign would be the best. How do I get that? They're cheap. I assume I can get that on Amazon or whatever.
A Canadian flag with the heated rivalry guys on it, please. Mark,
a
you're
black
amazing.
American flag. Trump and Epstein. That would be pretty good. I think I might do that. Let's see if I have that. If that's on Amazon. Let's find that. We'll search together, guys.
Hi, Paige. I saw you kicking somebody in the shin just yesterday.
Trump and Epstein flag. That would be amazing. Or poster or something.
Hey, Mark, it should be that one scene where he's doing the bending and the flag in the background.
Oh, here, I got one. Here, what's this? Is this a flag, though? No, it's like it's a sign. It's a yard sign. No, that's not going to work. No, I need like I mean, it could be a poster. It doesn't have to be like a straight up sign. Or a flag. See, there's a flag right here with Epstein that says this flag did not hang itself. But I want one that has Trump with it.
I mean, that works. You could also put Captain America looking over his shoulder, because that is America's behind.
Here's a flag. I mean, it's not that one, but it says resist fascism, fight oligarchy. That could be a good one, right? Or here's one: anti-lies, anti-hate, anti-racism, anti-fascism, anti-Trump with the pride colors.
Ooh. Also, Mark, that should be at the bottom of that flag. It should be Hudson in an arch. And it should be
Oh, here's one: a flag of release the Epstein files. I really think every time I say his name, the viewer count seems to drop. I think the algorithm really doesn't like it when we say his name.
People have been calling him EP for that reason, I believe.
Why not just JE? Well, I guess the EP works. Yeah. Resist fascism buying from Amazon, right? I mean, you got to be able to buy it somewhere, right? Yeah, you kind of have to be able to live, unfortunately, and you have to buy from places. So, kind of comes with the territory, unfortunately. Hey, how you doing? Yes, how you doing? Daniel? Goodbye. Yeah. All right. I don't know which one to get.
Doug, your beard scared him away.
It's what?
Your beard made him run for the hills. He saw your beard
it.
connect and he ran for the hills.
I don't know if I want a whiteboard. I want something to put up there. I just want something that's gonna.
Could you imagine Dougie with a whiteboard just in the background on wheels? You would be drawing maps all over the place. If Jimmy had one apple.
I mean, I could get two, so I could take this thing down. I can put one here and then one back there. I can get two different ones.
Dougie in his ADHD with a whiteboard, he would just zone out and start playing tic-tac-toe with himself. My God.
All right, Ophelia. Yeah, I'm just going to block you, Ophelia. Goodbye. If you don't like it, where I'm buying something from, get out of here. Let's see. All right, back to the flags, guys. We're still looking for ops. Get some string lights. Well, I mean, I do need to get some neon stuff, as Tommy was saying. All right. I see this anti-lies, anti-hate, anti-fascist. I like that one. I'm going to get that one. Add to cart. How big is it, though? That's the thing. How big is it? 3 by 5 feet?
Ooh, question for
Okay.
Question for the audience. Does anybody have the 12-ounce Walla sip cup for coffees and things? And if so, what size Java sock do you think would fit on it?
Yeah, so this is what it looked like. I'm not going to hang it outside, of
Also,
course.
Dougie,
but...
I don't know if that flag size is very big. I was going to say, it's not very big. Those measurements don't seem
3 by 5 feet,
large
that's
and in
fine.
charge, so it might be nice.
Well, I don't need it to be huge. 3 by 5 feet. Wait, this is a frequently returned item. Why? Now I have to look at the fucking reviews.
Well, don't buy it, Dougie. Get
Well,
it out of your cart.
hold on.
Get it out of your cart.
No. It has great reviews. Why? Nice.
Mark
Yeah,
says
no, all the reviews are fine. I'm buying it. How do I hang it up, though, guys? What do I need? Well, what stuff do I need to hang it up that's not going to damage the wall?
I don't know, Dougie. Are you sure they're not AI generated reviews? Are you sure you just don't want to order it?
But no, I'm going to order it. It's $14. I wasted $14. It's whatever. All right, so I'm going to get two of them. I'm going to get to resist fascism, fight oligarchy. And yes, I'm buying it from Amazon. Whoever's annoyed by that, deal with it. The sticky 3M things. Okay, I assume I can get that on Amazon as well. All right, so let's find that. What do I type in? 3M command strips? Is that it?
See, this is why women don't like to shop with men. You shop so haphazardly. You were given the red flag at the beginning, and you're still going to persist.
Well,
on.
but
Thank God Amazon has great return
it had
policy.
good star. Yeah, it had 5 out of 5 stars. I hardly ever buy stuff. I'm incredibly cheap. I really, I shouldn't be saying this on TikTok, but I really do fit the generalization for Jewish people being cheap. I'm extremely cheap. I hardly ever buy stuff. But yeah, command hooks or command strips. Sorry, I know I shouldn't have said that on TikTok, but
So probably hooks. I would say
double-sided
hooks if it
tape. No,
has
the double-sided
sides for
the
hooks.
double-sided
If
tape.
not, then the strips.
Okay.
Does it have holes for hooks? If it doesn't have holes for hooks, you need strips. Oh God, shopping with men is so stressful. I'm not even shopping.
Okay, so let's see here. So this one is hanging strips. Heavy duty. You get 32
You're
of
gonna
them.
confuse them by calling it eyes.
So how's this one, guys? Is this one? I know you can't really see it. Shit, let me turn the camera around. I don't know how to do that. What about sticky tack, Velcro strips? Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. Large 16 pairs.
Everybody's telling you the command strips. The command strips, double-sided tape would probably not be strong enough.
3M. Yeah, that's what I typed in. That's what I was looking at. 3M command strips. Yeah, that's what those were.
How much does the flag weigh?
I can look back at it. It'll hold. It'll hold. These are heavy duty ones.
Girlies, take your glasses off. We do not want to see this. My God.
Yeah, this one holds 20 pounds. The flag is not 20 pounds. Yeah, we're good.
Thank goodness. Wait,
this has 10 pairs, but I need.
You read the information and gained them. Look at us.
Oh, this one's $10. This is damage-free hanging. Holds 20 pounds. Command brand. Extra large. And in charge. All right, those should be good, right?
Your biceps did so well that time. Look at you.
Okay, so we're good with that. Because all I need is 8, right? Because I'm getting 2 flags, so 4. That's all I need. I wouldn't need more than 4 per.
Your glasses put in maximum effort. Speaking of which, have you made your eyeglass appointment at the VA yet?
I have not, Busy. No. I know. I am
Kristen,
stressed about many other things.
Rosa.
Well, guys, I really don't want to have to return stuff, so I want to make sure this is right. You just use thumbtacks. Well, I just don't want to put them in a wall. I know, like, it creates the tiniest hole ever. You would never notice, but I don't want to.
You don't want to return stuff, but you're buying the flag that says it's returned at high rate. Douglas.
It's returned at high rates for other reasons. If it has 5 out of, but Buzzy, if it has 5,
stops connecting.
But Buzzy, every review I read was 5 out of 5 stars, so it didn't align with it.
Yeah, but those can be faked. They can be faked.
It's okay, Buzzy. It's $14. I'll be fine. Let's buy this.
Yeah, but you're worried about making return.
I will return
Doug,
it
if
if I
your
have
beard
to.
ever stops connecting, it's because of situations like this.
All right, I placed the order. We're good. There was nowhere in star reviews. I read all of them. They were all 5-star reviews, and sure, they could be fake. I have to return it. I'll return it. I don't want to, but I will. Whatever. I got 2 of them. One's gonna go there. One's gonna go there. I got 10 command strips. They're perfect, and they're big too, so they'll hold a big portion of it. If they were small, I don't know if it would be enough. But... you hope I end up having to return it. That's very, very rude. That's incredibly rude. All right, I'm going to look back at that.
Izzy, that sounds like a personal hit. That was a personal attack, Izzy.
All right, I'm going to go through the reviews again. I don't know. I mean, if this was fake, it would say more stuff. This one just says 5 out of 5 stars. It's good quality. Love the colors. This one says nice flag, but
you made your purchase. Stick with it. You know.
Yeah.
You made your bed, now mine. You know, that kind
We'll
of
be
thing.
fine. We'll be fine. This is the first time I'm decorating a room of mine in I don't even know how long.
Are you calling flags decor? You know what? Never mind.
I've never put anything up in my place. Every single place I've been in, I've left it as is. So this is the first time I'm putting anything up, doing anything to make a place look personal. I just never do it. I never cared to.
Douglas, you're having a very ex-military man day today.
I'll try not to stress.
This is very. Are you gonna put everything?
No, I mean most people decorate their place. Like most people decorate their place. They put stuff up that like fits their personality, the stuff
Not
they
most
like.
men that were in the military.
Not men. No. Women. Like every women's place that I've been to, it's always very like decorated in the sense that like it's their place. I never do that. This is the first time that I'm putting like a flag up or anything for that matter that like represents my views.
And that's what I'm saying. That's very military of you. It's not just you. You're not alone in this. That's very military of you. A lot of people, women and men in the military that get out of the service don't really decorate the places they're in because they're so used to moving around. But it's nice that you're adding some personality to your space. This is a good
I think it's just who I am though, because I did that before the military, and when I was in the military, I was like stationed at one place for pretty much most of the time. I mean, it could influence it, but again, I was like that before. It's just my personality that like I just don't really care to do stuff like that. The fact that I even did this, I'm surprised. It is a nice step.
I think Chris caught a stray. I'm so sorry, Chris. I think Chris caught a stray. Chris said, as a recently retired Air Force vet, this is hilarious. Chris, I wasn't meaning to send a stray. I was just making a statement.
It's not that I haven't fully been like my last place. I mean, I've been in each one of my places for a couple of years. It's not like I Chris, I hear you saying, who the hell, POL? Yeah, every place I've been in for years. The place, like I'm still technically in the same house that I moved. I'm just in a different room. I'm in the back part of the house. But no, I was in that room for 2 years, didn't decorate it. The place I was in beforehand, I was in for a couple of years, didn't decorate it. Place in beforehand, 2 years, didn't decorate it. Every place I've been in for at least 2 years and have not decorated at all.
You like the sterile look.
I'm just boring. No, I'm just very boring.
Hope to be said Buzzy makes this live uncomfortable. I don't know. Find a blanket and a pillow.
A blanket and a pillow.
Make yourself cozy. I don't know what to tell you. A little tea. A little hummus.
All right, guys. Well, it may be time for a restart, huh? What do you think?
Ooh, how about you just switch topics?
Well, I could do that, but I still have to restart. I can do the LGBT plus topic.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because otherwise, because restarting gets more people in. Yeah, I get it. I know you guys are bored. I'm sorry.
Honestly, I was going to tell you, I've been watching your lives a little bit, and I see that you being dedicated to the computer thing is working very well.
Yeah, no, it's getting better. It was frustrated at first, but it's mostly good now, except when I was annoyed with that audio thing earlier. Sorry about that again.
You handled that so well.
I was very annoyed.
Noticed.
I was... Shut up, pussy.
Nobody noticed. No, it was so subtle.
I was very annoyed.
So subtle.
That's just a small snapshot, as you can see, when
like
I sometimes get annoyed.
No, it was a whisper. You handled that.
It wasn't. I was pretty pissed. I was pretty
really
pissed. And I projected it upon all of you.
You didn't even throw anything at the laptop this time.
That's true. That's progress, right? You guys want clips of me being annoyed?
This is great. You did. You handled that so well.
Yeah, I'm normally a pretty. There are certain things. There are certain things that really tick me off. Like for the most part, I'm a very calm guy that doesn't get angry at all. Although I am very competitive when I'm playing like mini golf or bowling or something like that. I do get very annoyed if I start to lose. And it's.
How are you competitive in mini golf? There's no way. Are you telling me you turn into Tiger Hoods when you're mini golfing?
No, I just get really annoyed if I lose, and I take it very seriously, and it's a horrible trait to have. It makes me look awful.
At mini putt-putt, Dougie, it's
That's
supposed to
just
be
an
relaxing.
example. Well, it's not for me at all. It depends. If
Do
I'm
you
playing
mini
with somebody,
putt-putt with
but
the
hold on. If
with the
it
golf
depends.
shoes?
If we're just playing for fun, no. If we're just playing for fun and not keeping track, fine. I don't really care. But if we're keeping track using a scorecard, and I'm playing with someone who like wants to try to beat me, yeah, then I do get annoyed. It's a horrible trade. It makes me look awful. It really
Do you
does.
have your own mini putt-putt? Do you have your own mini putt-putt club set?
No, I hardly ever go mini golfing. I went a few weeks ago for the first time in years. I'm just saying that's an example. Like if I'm just doing anything, like when I was little, I used to throw like the remote control if I would lose in a video game, like play my brother or sister, I would throw it. Like I was that kid. So, yeah.
A certified crasher. I know what your mod should get you for Christmas. Your own personalized mini putt-putt club set.
Please don't get me nuts. Yeah, I do. I
I'm sure
very
there's an
very
Etsy shop for
I do have very selected anger issues. Like 99% of my life I don't get angry at all. Like conversations I don't like nothing except if it's like a video game or some sort of game I'm playing. That is literally the only time I express anger. Like legit anger. It's
All right,
weird.
so
It's only
221 of you, what we've learned from this conversation is to not play Monopoly with Douglas. Also, don't play the game of life with Douglas.
as
And
long as
also
we
not
don't play
Uno.
any
Never
competitive
Uno.
game, you'll never see me angry. But yeah, it's something I probably need to work on or something. But we'll see. But the thing is, it happens so
Top golf would
seldomly.
hate to see you coming.
Because I do see a therapist every week. But the thing is, like that happens so seldomly. It's not like at the top of my priority list to work on. Like, not saying I shouldn't, but it's just not quite at the top of my priority list because it
Have you thought
rarely
about
ever
getting a
happens.
Top Golf membership so you can just free hit?
What's that?
Have you thought about getting a Top Golf membership so you can just free hit without your aggression?
I'm not really good at golf. Like I've never like golfed. So I'm just like mini golf. Anybody can do. I'm not really good at regular golf. That's not something I would get annoyed at. It's only something if I'm like good at and have the potential of beating somebody. If I'm doing like the driving thing, whatever, I don't really get annoyed at that because I'm not good at it to begin with.
All right, so don't go with Dougie the mini putt-putt. Take
Yeah.
him to golf, to Top Golf.
So yes, Top Golf. Yeah. Race carts. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten angry at race carts. We're talking like a once a year outburst, guys. We're not talking anything more than that. It's probably once a year at worst.
Speaking of race carts, whenever I see those videos of people on those Mario Kart race carts in Tokyo, the song that goes in my head is that Fast and Furious. That one where it's like Fast and Furious.
That's funny. All right, guys. I think it's time for a restart, but we'll change the topic. We can do the LGBT topic when I restart. I'll restart immediately though. Okay,
Oh,
so
sorry, you just asked for that topic not too long ago.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, make sure you give me a follow if you guys want to obviously stick around for the restart. It's going to be 2 seconds. I'm going to end it and go live within like 5 seconds, right? So I'll see all you guys very, very quickly. Bye. All right, for the people on the tube, hello. I see a lot of comments. How are you? Sorry about the restart. I had to do it very quickly. All right, TikTok, we're back. Told you it would be quick. And we got Bezzy back. Hello again.
Hello.
I'm all stuffed up. I'm kind
Oh,
of...
you changed the flag up a little bit. Or no, you know what? I think it's
It's just a little different in the
screen.
background. Oh, Lindsay, I just saw your Venmo. I apologize. Let me wait to read it if you come back in the live. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing it. Anyways, guys, keep tapping and sharing. Make sure you guys send in your heart me. I'd imagine most of you already sent it. You already sent it before, but you can send it here if you have not. All right, I'm going to read this one from Lindsay. Sorry if you're not in here, but thank you, Lindsay. W. Lindsay. It says, it's not anti-Semitic to criticize Israel. It is, however, super anti-Semitic to exist in the world as that Raising Cane's guy. He was also on Santana's live yesterday saying weird shit. Thank you so much, Lindsay. W. Lindsay, I appreciate you. Making people say bullshit pronouns. Oh, no. Pronouns. So scary. You guys use pronouns every single day.
Are you going to read the other comments, though?
What's up, Draylon? How you doing? How old are you?
Yeah. 27.
Okay. What's on your mind, man?
I'm a very proud hate. I do hate the L, whatever they called.
So, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that because every single time I have a Trump supporter come up, they're like, we never hate them. Nobody ever says that. And then I have people like you.
No, I definitely do.
Right. So, guys, for all the MAGA supporters that say nobody hates them, here's your boy saying that he hates them.
Yeah, and I'm going to explain why. It's because you guys promote mental S-word in children. You guys want the whole world to be gay.
Why?
And the stigma and
why would hold on? Can you provide?
Feminized...
Hold on. I want you to prove that you're not a victim of propaganda. Because right now I'm under an impression that you are a complete victim of propaganda and you bought into it. So
am I wrong?
Yeah. Can you give me evidence that people want others to be gay, and for what reason?
Well, like I said, you guys make people say bullshit pronouns. Nobody ever had to do that before.
Nobody does that now.
It's just
nobody does that now. Nobody does that now. If you've ever, so go out and touch grass. It has never happened to me in person, ever. Never has happened. I don't know why
you gotta lie to a TikTok live, but like I said,
it has never happened to me in person. People don't ask that. You're just making that up. You want to be a victim.
Whatever. Anyway, all right, cool. Anyway, just like I said with the mental S word in children,
you just use a pronoun. You just use a pronoun. Stop using pronouns. Okay, cool. If you don't like using pronouns, don't use them.
No, I use pronouns.
You just use a pronoun. You just use a pronoun. Stop using pronouns.
Speak though.
Stop using pronouns.
That's the issue.
Stop them.
That's the issue though.
You just use a pronoun.
Are you gonna?
You just use another one. You just use another one.
Are we gonna have a dialogue?
Well, stop using pronouns.
Are you gonna be intelligent?
You just use another one.
Are you gonna use? Are we? Can
you
we
just
have
use
an
another
intelligent
one.
Dialogue?
Well, if you don't like,
keep being retarded.
Well, I'm gonna have to drop you now. See ya.
Okay.
If you don't like pronouns, stop using them. It's not that difficult. We are looking for opposition, though, guys. People that can actually have a conversation, that can have the ability to not slur every 2 seconds. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Cool. All right. What's on your mind?
So I was raised pretty conservative. I went to church and all that, and I was taught that being not traditionally fall into the sexual. I don't know how to put it. Being gay, I guess, being gay or trans or whatever other alphabet soup designation there is out there. I was taught all that was wrong, right? So I still feel it's wrong.
Wait, what's wrong specifically?
Oh, like being gay, the
why is that wrong?
The whole LGBTQ.
Why is that wrong?
Okay, I'm explaining. Well, okay. I'm giving you background why I feel it's wrong. Because one, I was raised in, we would go to church every Saturday, and I'm Seventh-day Adventist, so we were raised to believe that, and so as I've gotten older, I'm 25. As I gotten older, I've obviously started questioning things, but I still have this natural. I don't know if I should call it natural. Maybe it was taught to me, but aversion to the whole thing. I feel I don't have a problem with people being whatever they want, but I feel those people should be marginalized in society. I don't think we should be, as a society, focusing too much on that community.
So what's the harm of it? So what's the harm of gay people, lesbians, bisexual, etc. existing? How does it harm you?
The harm? No, I don't like. They don't harm me at all. Like I said, I don't really care.
What's the issue?
I don't really care what they do.
Then what's the issue?
I just feel they should be marginalized in
Why?
society.
Why?
Because those are private matters. Whether someone is gay or not, I feel like I don't like. For example, for you, for example,
it's private matters. But it's private matters if somebody's straight. Then, so why can't straight? So why can't? So why don't straight people? So why can't straight people be marginalized?
Well, we're the dominant. Society has to have more mores and society.
What do you mean by marginalized? I don't think you know what marginalized means. Tell me what marginalized means.
I don't think we should be. I don't know. I guess
you're using a word that you don't know.
I guess like in the.
How do you feel so strongly about something you don't know about?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know any. I don't know any gay people. I mean, if that's what you're referring.
No. I'm asking what you mean by marginalized.
That's a good question. I don't think their issues should dominate our political conversation. So this whole trans thing.
Yeah, that's not marginalized. That's not. I agree. I agree. So stop. I agree. So stop Republicans from making this a talking point. Blame Republicans for that. They're the ones who made this a political issue. It wasn't a political issue until they decided to make it so, because they knew it would attract losers like you that think it's the most important thing ever. Right?
Okay, sure.
Right, because this was never an issue. Trans people, LGBT plus people existed.
I agree with you. That makes a lot of sense. I'm a loser because I agree with you that it shouldn't be a big issue.
Right. So stop voting for Republicans and speak out against them because they're making it the issue.
Yeah. I think maybe that's the solution. Actually, just stop talking about it because they're a marginalized group. Who cares what they do or?
Well, no, you're not using the word marginalized correctly. That's not what you don't even know what marginalized means. You don't even know what marginalized means. You're not even using it correctly.
They take up I feel an inordinate amount of time in our political discourse, and they're not that important. So I don't think
stop talking. Then stop talking about it.
I agree. They're not. They don't mean anything. They don't count for anything, and we should stop talking about them.
Pager, Santa.
What's funny is you get up here and you say that you have an aversion to gay people and you never knew any gay people and that they should be marginalized. We don't think you know what marginalized is, and the whole point is, what dog do you have in this fight? Why do you wake up in the morning talking about, oh, I was taught it was wrong and I don't know any gay people? If you're a straight man, focus on your life. Make it good. I don't get what your dog is in this fight. Why do you care about gay people? What, you're in your 30s or something?
25.
25 years old. How uncool are you? How fucking uncool are you? You're worried about adult people having happy lives.
I was homecoming king in high school, so I was really cool.
You were what in high school, sweetheart?
Homecoming king in high school.
So oh my gosh, and you're talking about it 7 fucking years later. I was a homecoming prince, sweetheart, and I don't tell people that. So, for fuck's sake, you're pretty uncool. You're pretty uncool.
Guys, we're looking for opposition, by the way, okay? So, if you voted for Trump, hit the request button. Come on up, okay? I'm struggling with this text thing here. So what else do you got to say, man? Guest, what else do you have to say?
Well, I mean, I support Trump. I support Trump. There's other issues. I mean, I don't know if
like what? Like what? Well, no, I want to talk about this. So why did you vote for him in terms of the LGBT plus stuff?
Why did I vote for him? Why didn't I vote for him?
You voted for him, right?
Right, I voted for him. Mm-hmm.
So you voted for the harm against LGBT.
Are you asking what other reasons I voted for him for?
No. In relation to the LGBT plus community, what are your thoughts on it in relation to you voting for him? Were you hoping that he would do something in relation to
I mean, that wasn't really a big part of my political calculus to vote for him. Like I said, I just have no connection to the LGBTQA whatever community, so I don't. It's just not something I think about. When I see a person walking down the street, I don't think to myself, if he's gay, I don't like him. I don't think like that. So I just don't care. I don't care what people do, and I'm a paleoconservative, I guess you could call me. So I have kind of have a live and let live, but I just don't feel
Then why
like
did you
they,
vote for someone that doesn't want to
You're
live and
saying you
let
don't
live?
care, but you came up here to say that you cared.
Yeah, and actually, I agree with the host. What he said about our side. I mean, we should, yeah. Like the kids playing in high school. I mean, like what is it? What, like 0 point some stupid number percent of kids that this applies to? I just don't think that's talking about it in this way just like elevates it to a point that who cares? Like, who gives a shit?
Talking
Like,
about it in what way?
oh, like him saying that he's gonna defund the schools or withhold federal funding because there's some kid that actually lived close to one of the schools where it became a national story where this kid was playing in track or something, but he happens to be transgender, and I mean, I just who cares? Like, let this kid wants to dress up as a girl. I don't give a shit. Like, but I don't know. I don't see the point of our side making it a big deal. I understand we need like a galvanizing perhaps enemy. Maybe that's the reason we're doing it. I mean, and I'm sure it works for a lot of people on my side, but it just doesn't work for me. That's all I'm saying.
It absolutely does work. Trump spent over
No, I know it
$215
does, bro.
million dollars. He spent over $215 million on TV ads that were anti-trans, not because the less than 1% of the population has ever been a problem, but because hateful people want to weigh in on other people's lives, how they dress their kids like you do. Kind of crazy.
Well, like I said, I don't care, so I don't know why you're including me in that picture. But no, you're right. You're absolutely right. I mean, that's really the answer
You
right there.
can't
It's because
misgender
there's a
someone
lot
and
of
then say who cares in the
we
same
needed an
sentence and
enemy.
also talk about something for over 5 minutes and say you don't care when you're clearly bothered by it. So why is it bothering you?
Guys, keep tapping to 15K. New guest at 15K. We're looking for opposition. Please tap away. Send in your guys' heart meets. Yeah, man. It sounds like you very
I
much
mean,
care.
just the way we were raised, I guess, my religious upbringing. I mean, we were
But
taught that it was wrong.
okay,
It's hard to
but
undo.
rise above what you were taught, right? We can be taught a lot of hateful things. That doesn't mean we have to follow through with it.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, if
I
your
hear
parents taught
I
you
hear
to
what you're
jump off
saying.
of
I
a
mean,
bridge, are you going to teach your kids to jump off of a bridge?
no, but I'll be honest. I don't have children, but if I ever did have children, I would. If I saw my son playing with dolls or something, I would probably do what my parents did and tell him stop.
Why?
Because I'm gonna raise my kids with conservative values. So I mean,
What's the harm of them playing with a doll?
What are conservative values?
your boys don't play with dolls, pretty much.
Why not?
I mean, among
Why
other
not?
things.
Why not?
That's not a value. What's a conservative value?
Oh, like tradition, religion, respect for authority. Being fiscally responsible.
Yeah, fiscally
respect for elders, stuff like that. I mean,
How have Republicans shown that they're responsible?
Respect for elders.
Well, respect for authority, I would say. Maybe that's a better one.
Except on January
How have Republicans
6th.
shown that they're responsible?
Except on January 6th.
I'm sorry. What was your question?
I said, how have Republicans shown that they're responsible?
Oh, I mean, obviously, there's a lot to pick at there. Obviously, I don't think to myself when I make decisions or I think about how I'm going to raise my kids. What would Republicans do, right? I don't think like that. I go off the
Well,
Bible.
you said you're going to raise them on those values. So what values have they shown that they are responsible?
Religious
in what
values
way?
are not Republican or Democrat or anything. It's just whatever you were raised in. So
You called them conservative values. And in what
Or
way
traditional.
are conservative values shown to be responsible? In
Okay,
what
let
ways
me
are conservatives
let me
responsible?
amend that. Let me amend that. I meant to say traditional values.
Okay, so once again, what's the harm of your potential child playing with a doll that was a boy? How does that harm anything?
I wouldn't. I mean, it doesn't harm anything in and of itself. Obviously, a kid playing in his doll. What does that affect in the world? Obviously, nothing. But as a father, I would imagine. I'm not a father, but as a father, I would want to teach my kid, hey, boys don't play with dolls, and
but why
you're
not?
going to play with dolls.
Why not, though?
Well, because one, I wouldn't want my kid to go out in the world playing with dolls because he's going to get ridiculed.
Well, he's not.
Kids are pretty mean to each other.
But but you ridicule him by playing with the dolls. You're the first one that's bullying him.
Well, I'm not. Well, I mean, obviously,
yeah,
like
you be the kid's first bully.
Well, he needs to be
Parents are,
corrected
in
on
fact,
that.
the kid's first bully. We know that
Often,
developmentally, that
often,
children are
yes.
bullied firstly by their parents.
Oh, sure.
We
I'm
also
open to
know
that.
that that parent in the way that you're talking about parent is what leads to incongruence in children, because it's a lack of respect for autonomy, because you don't see them as individual human beings that are developing, you see them as property.
Well, I mean, you could make that argument, but I don't. I mean, they
It's not an
aren't
argument, it's a
autonomous.
child development fact. When you don't engage in a child's autonomy, when you don't encourage a child to have autonomy, you create an incongruence.
Sure, telling a kid not to cross the street when the kid's. I mean, I'm sure that you could see that as being incongruent as well.
You
But I
can
mean, I
explain
see
to
it
a
as saving a
child
kid from
why
getting
they
hit by a car.
you're saying that you're going to do it without explanation. You can explain to a child why, for the sake of safety, they don't cross the street. That makes sense. Children are capable of building connections when they make sense. You're saying that you're going to say this because I said so with no explanation. That is different. Parenting
Well, I didn't
requires
say.
explanation and communication.
I didn't say I wasn't going to explain to them. I would explain to them, boys don't play with dolls. People are going to make fun of you. They see you playing with dolls. So you're not allowed to play with dolls because only
If
girls
the
are allowed
kids
to
in
play
their
with dolls.
class are not making fun of them, which is typically what happens if the kids in their classroom are not making fun of them, that is not a why. Also, boys do
feel
play
like I
with
just gave
dolls.
a
G.I.
why.
Joes exist.
Right. I feel I just
And
gave a
boys
why.
can play with Barbies. Here's the thing: you get to raise your kid with your values. If you tell your kid, "Oh, don't play with dolls. Dolls are bad. Only girls play with dolls," you're going to have a boy that ends up loving dolls. I'm just going to let you know that, right?
There's
That
that
kind of
too.
strategy is not a good thing, and
My
it's
dad
kind
did
of.
the same thing to me, and I never played with a doll again.
And he ended up being 25 talking
And look
about
at
gay
you
stuff
now.
on TikTok, honey.
And look
He ended up 25 on TikTok
at
debating about your future son playing with dolls. Yeah.
look how you turned out.
My dad didn't like that I played with dolls. My dad
Okay,
didn't like that I played with my sister with
and how
dolls.
is that and me not playing with dolls? How is that important to me now? Or how did it affect, I guess, the way I turned out because I didn't play with dolls again? You're saying I'd be a more.
For some
You
reason, you
think
have an
are you saying
aversion.
I'd be a more
You came up here,
better
sir.
adjusted
You came
person
up here,
how I
sir.
play with the Barbie?
Sir, you came up here saying that you have an aversion to LGBTQ people, and it's just because of the way you were raised, right? And whenever I hear shit like that, I think about racist people who are raised to be racist and who are like, oh, well, my parents gave me these values, right? There's no reason a 25-year-old man that was homecoming king should even be concerned about gay people, should even have a conversation about a future son being told no to play with dolls. I'm sorry, something happened to you. I'm telling you. It's generational. You were
The
raised in
fact
a
that this is
terrible
at the
way, and it's generational.
the fact that this is at the forefront of your thoughts for a child that you don't even have yet is crazy.
I mean, there's other things I'm gonna teach my son. I mean, I was in the military too, so I mean, I'm gonna teach him to
There are
want to go
plenty
to
of
the military.
military kids. There are plenty of military brats. As a military brat myself, there are plenty of military brats that are part of the LGBTQIA community, and their mother or father being about that flag didn't change that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we all have our different path, I guess. But anyways, that's all I really had. I really didn't have much to say. I guess I'm still working through these issues. I'm pretty young, so I still haven't like read a book on it or something. But I mean, that's I guess that's where I'm at right now. So I don't know. Maybe I need to. Actually, you know what? Is there a book you guys recommend for someone like myself, or you guys just think that I should just kind of figure it out on my own?
I don't
Would you
personally know
even
of any
read?
books.
Never mind. What I would suggest is you looking up child growth and development standards because they are global. Child growth and development standards are not specific to the United States of America. They are a global standard, well tested, peer reviewed several times over. I suggest you start there.
What's it called again?
Start researching child growth and development, the stages of
Child
childhood
growth and
growth and
development.
development,
Okay, I'll do
specifically
that.
early childhood growth and development.
I'll do
Learn how
that
a
because I
child
really don't have
develops.
a. Okay, thank you. I really don't have a like an ideological reason to be against the LGBTQ community. I just as you can tell, I really don't have any ideological ammunition to back up what I'm saying. I'm just going off how I was raised. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll look into it.
Well, and you say you don't know any gay people, which I find that hard to believe. And I think
Well,
that
yeah,
would be
you're
a
right.
good
I
place
probably
to
do know them, but I
start.
just don't know what they do because I don't care.
Well, the thing is what they do is they have jobs and families and friends, and what they do in the bedroom is none of your business, and
I
you
agree.
shouldn't care. You shouldn't want to be part of a party that doesn't shut up about trans women. You shouldn't want to be part of a party that wants to say, "Oh, raising your kids with your values is wrong." If your values includes, "Oh, you could let your kids wear dresses."
Yeah, I see that here. I don't know. That's yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do some research and come back up one day.
Okay.
You should include experimentation in your research. It's never too late to experiment, young man.
Not interested.
Okay.
The
All right,
nervous
man.
laughter. The nervous laughter. I love it.
See ya. Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background prompt, come on up. Hey, does anybody have a CPAP machine? The reason why I was getting distracted is because I noticed my CPAP machine had a warning. Does anybody here use a CPAP machine, specifically ResMed?
I used one for years, Doug, and I don't know if I told you I lost 175 pounds, so I reversed my sleep apnea. But
Oh,
I've
that's
been doing
great.
one for years.
That's great. Mine isn't due to weight. I just fucking have it, which sucks. Anyways, my CPAP machine just had a warning, and I've had this one for years. It says heating system fault, therapy will run without heating. So I looked on ChatGPT. I know. But the issue is, I got the CPAP machine years ago when I had insurance with a company I worked for, and I don't have that insurance anymore. All I have is insurance through the VA. So getting a new CPAP, if I need one, is going to be very difficult. So I was really hoping this one was going to last.
Because the doctors set the pressures on your CPAP, it's considered a prescribed medicine, and so
I know how to break into it. I looked at. Yeah, I know how to break into that and fix it. Yeah, it's pretty
well,
easy.
I'm saying I could give you my CPAP because you can't even sell them. You're supposed to like find companies that will give you pennies for it to resell them. I have a very good CPAP, Doug.
Really, and you don't use it?
No, I don't use it.
How is it like? How much usage did you get out of it?
I probably had it for 1 to 2 years, and I wore it maybe half of the nights of the week. I didn't wear it very often.
What do you know? Do you know what model it is or what?
Sidebar, Doug, your VA insurance will give you one for free.
Really? Okay, but am I going to have to go through another sleep test and all that? Because I never got diagnosed with sleep apnea through the VA.
No, if they have your prescription on file, they can use your same prescription.
Okay, I'll have to ask.
My CPAP's really fancy, Doug. I don't know, but it has like a cell phone tower signal, so the company could like change the settings through your cell phone signals. And
interesting.
I'll
message you
about the heating. Okay, good deal. Yeah, it makes me think because the heating is used to evaporate the water, so you don't get like dry mouth.
So that's the thing. I've noticed the water because I put the distilled water in there. I noticed it's been going down really slowly because normally throughout one night it goes down like half or something. I noticed I haven't been able to fill. I didn't need to fill it for days, so it's not even using the water anymore. It seems, and I am very stuffy right now, if you can hear. That actually makes perfect sense because the air has been cooler than normal, and it's supposed to be warmer. Yeah, so I may need a new one. Fuck. All right, well, I'll message you. I'll look into the VA thing and see what happens.
How long have you been using the CPAP machine, Doug?
Since 2020. I've had it for 5 years. Oh, I'm an idiot. This wasn't closed.
Problem solved.
But hold on. It's broken though. It's broken. That's why.
Oh.
See, it's like not. It's clicked, but it's not down. Okay, good thing I have a new one. Let's test it out. Let's see if that warning still comes up. This is good stuff, guys. We're making progress.
They give you those.
Oh yeah, because they sent me so many replacement ones. I have like replacements for days. If I can find it. I don't know why I'm doing this now. Oh, here it is. No, wait, that's a shitty one. All right, this is going to be too noisy.
I apologize for Douglas's grandpa ways. Just bear with him. He just looks like that and behaves like that.
Here it is. Okay, here it is.
He's a strange little man, but he's our strange little man. It's fine.
Yeah, Buzzy. Ew, what's all this shit in here? That's disgusting. Ugh. All right, I have this one.
You're having out loud thoughts.
Wait, no, it wasn't broken. This one does the same thing. That wasn't it. I don't think that's the issue. I mean, I could try to use this new one anyways and see if that warning comes up. Because it's probably a CPAP issue, not this thing.
You know what? They're pretty smart machines. If it's saying that the heating element isn't getting hot enough, there's something going on with that. It's probably why you're not getting enough.
Yeah, the humidifier's off. That makes perfect sense as to why I'm fucking stuffy right now. Sorry guys, I'm turning this live into
The CPAP thing.
Yeah,
This
gay
makes-
people use CPAPs too, Doug. We could.
All right, let me turn this off, turn it back on. They said unplug it, plug it back in, see if that helps. That usually fixes most things, right? Let's try it out. Okay. Restart. Please don't come up. Climate liner connected. Yes. I think we're good. I think all I had to do is restart it. All right, we'll see.
They're supposed to last for years and years and years, Doug. My dad never got a new one, and he wore his for like 15, 20 years, and he never cleaned it. Isn't that disgusting?
That is very disgusting. Yeah, I have replacements, and you can get new ones on Amazon and stuff. I think we're good now. Although there's weird stuff in this other one. I don't know how this got in here. Like, this is like dust balls are in here. That is disgusting.
You got dust balls in what? In the
Yeah, in the container that you put the water in. And this is like a pretty new one. I mean, it's not brand new. I just replaced it with a brand new one, but that shouldn't be happening. It's odd. All right, sorry guys. I know I'm not really distracting us from the live.
You're fine, Buzzy. What are you doing this morning, Buzzy? It's almost 8 o'clock here.
Buzzy?
She's muted. I don't know if she heard me. She might. Oh, I was saying good morning, asking you what you're doing this morning.
Oh, I'm good. I'm just doing some typing as per usual. Sometimes I zone out, but yeah, I'm doing okay. I just had that Jimmy John's. I think at Jimmy John's instead of a lettuce wrap, I was right. It's called an unwich. I had a unwich from Jimmy John's. I get the totally tuna. Yeah, I get the totally tuna. It comes mainly with it's got tuna, but their tuna has onion in it, and it's got tomato and cucumber on it. As an upgrade, I add bacon and provolone, and then some vinegar and some salt and pepper. It'll change your life.
No, it sounds delicious. And you get it on. You don't use bread. You use a lettuce wrap.
Yeah, I do a lettuce wrap. I can't have gluten. Also, fun fact, I just found this in for all of my celiac baddies or my gluten intolerant baddies. You can get a free pass to the national parks with our diagnosis.
Oh, that's
So
fabulous.
something good does come from it. But I did hear the new cards have Donald Trump's face on it. You've been warned.
He's got to put his face on everything. That's outrageous.
Hey, Bobby, come on up.
Buzzy.
See your comment. Remember, guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, hit the request button.
You know, Buzzy, I heard this once that they found out about celiac disease during World War II at a hospital in France. They couldn't get any bread because of the war, and everybody got better they had a floor of people with celiac disease. They didn't know what was wrong with them, and they all got better when the bread disappeared. So.
Hey, what's up, Bobby? How you doing?
Really?
Hi, good morning. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. What's your age before we continue?
40.
Okay, what's on your mind?
No, I was just saying, me per se, I don't hate, the LGBT community. It's just something I don't like being pushed upon, our kids.
What's being pushed upon
in schools?
What's being pushed upon specifically?
In the library, they have, sexually explicit books.
They do?
They're teaching kids at an early age. Yeah.
What are they teaching specifically?
Specifically, it's a very, very vulgar language. I don't know if I could talk on it, but I'm teaching about oral sex at a young age. And
that's disgusting. No, they're not.
I've read books at the library.
Hey, that's disgusting. That's not happening.
No, so
You go ahead, Buzzy, sir.
yeah, as an educator, they're not. So they don't have. So I don't know what library you're talking about. They do have books for every age group in the United States of America that speak about sexual education, but they're not in school libraries.
and parents would have to purchase those books on their own. But there is a list that you can look at to see the book titles and what they teach, and you can scroll through a few pages of them if you want. But that would be on the parents to buy. They're not in school libraries, and they're not in public libraries either.
Yeah, man, it sounds like you just saw one too many Facebook posts that weren't true, because there's no evidence of any of this happening, and anyone on the left would be against that. So that's not happening.
I mean,
think
you're
you.
looking
I'm
at the
glad you
books
guys.
that have been
I'm glad
banned.
you specifically, say that. Like, that you're not against that. Absolutely, I agree with that. I just, and even like in movies, as far as like Disney movies, or I feel like that shouldn't be taught to any kid. I have three
Disney movies
daughters.
are not teaching you about sexuality. There's not a single
It's
Disney
not
movie that
sexual,
teaches you
but they
about
they have
sexuality.
same sex relationships.
But who cares? But they have
feel like-
they have
You don't have any
heterosexual
Disney movies
relationships.
where kids are in same-sex relationships.
I'm sorry.
There are no Disney movies where they have children in same-sex relationships.
Oh yeah,
If
children
If you
no.
were referring to parents being of same-sex origin, yeah. If you're referring to parents being of same-sex origins, well, those families do exist, and kids in classrooms do have other kids in their classrooms that have same-sex parenting, but that is not teaching the kids anything besides the fact that these families exist and that is a family just like their family, and they don't have any conversations around this in any of the Disney movies. So that is also a weird stance to have.
I don't know. I mean, we could agree. I mean, I respect you guys, with the way we're talking, without attacking and everything. But there are, I can't explain it off the top of my head. I wasn't prepared for this. I was just passing by and I accepted to talk. But
Yeah,
I just want to say
Bobby.
we're not against you guys. I mean, it's just I mean, I feel like I have faith. And, everybody's different, but I feel like we can't have our opinion about faith without you guys being disagreed with it. And I totally understand, your stance, but it's just some people, what's wrong with having your
Ooh,
faith
you know what?
and
Mark in the comment
agreeing with
section is right. Mark in the comment section is right. Buzz Lightyear does have two moms. I think that's probably the only time.
Threw a fit about it. There's like some
Yeah,
little
he's
cartoon
got
women
two
held
moms.
hands or something, and Buzz Lightyear, and people don't shut up about it. Hey, Bobby, you have three little girls, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, aren't you responsible for what Disney movies they see, what media they access? What do you check what they're reading at school? Do you check about their homework and their friends and their teachers?
Absolutely. Me and my wife are very active.
Okay, well, there you go. That's the answer to all your questions right there. I think you could raise your kids with your values, but um, this idea that it's being pushed on children, and it's absolutely wild for a father to say that they're teaching elementary school students oral sex or something. It's nasty shit like that. That is why we have these conversations, because people absolutely believe that there's some sort of crazy agenda, and it's just regular people living life.
And I'll do you one better.
And maybe I
As
could
an
be
educator,
maybe
so
I
I'll
could
do you one
be
better.
somebody.
I'll do you one better. As an educator, there is no curriculum in the United States of America that allows that conversation to have. There is no curriculum that is taught to educators in the United States of America that allows us to even bring that up as a topic of subject matter as educators. And then on the opposite side of that, if you believe that there's something nefarious happening in your children's class, well, as long as you're fingerprinted it in the school system, you can drop into your child's class whenever you feel like. So my response to parents that say these things and make these statements is pull up. If you feel like something nefarious is happening in your child's classroom, pull up on a random Thursday, sit in class all day and see what happens. Now, personally, you show up in my classroom, you just became my newest employee. Yeah, girl, you're getting to work. You're passing out papers. You're helping me do arts and crafts. You have become my personal assistant. But show up anytime. I love an extra set of hands.
Sounds cool.
I spent a day with my nephew in 7th grade once because he was having a hard time in school. I spent the whole day in 7th grade following him around. It was pretty cool. He was so happy to have me there. The other kids, I was sitting at the tables, they were asking me questions about their homework and stuff. So, yeah.
AG, are you opposition?
You have the right as a parent to go to your child's classroom.
Hold on, AG, I see in the request box. Are you opposition? Because I'm only looking for opposition. Let me know in the comments if you are.
Have a good day, guys.
Sure. Take care. Guys, we're looking for opposition. AG, you got to let me know if you're opposition. Tell me in the comments. Keep tapping and sharing, everyone. Make sure you follow Santa, follow Buzzy. Give me a follow if you're enjoying live. I am currently streaming on the tube, so make sure you guys do give me a sub over there. That would be great. And Panix from the bio if you want to show support. What's that?
Yeah, you Dougielifts on the YouTube too.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
The comments on there are a little wild. This person seems really upset. There's a lot of wild people on YouTube. We get really weird comments here.
More wild than TikTok? Is that possible?
Oh yeah,
I don't know if the person was asking or if they were just making a statement.
This person
I don't
said,
know if the person was asking
"LOL."
if they were making a statement, but someone asked if they're.
This person said, "LOL. You people think disagreement is hate. You wouldn't have survived the 70s."
I gotta be an old person saying something stupid like that. I think a big problem is like the last two guests basically say, "Oh, I don't really care," but we live in a homophobic society. They were raised to think you burn in hell forever. They've kind of unpacked like that's kind of bullshit, but they still think it's bad to be LGBTQ. They still think there's just some sort of underlying agenda to turn people gay, which is kind of outrageous,
Well, I don't know if somebody was asking or if they were making a statement. I don't know if you were asking whether there are any books or movies that can be pointed to that are pushing ideology onto kids, or if we know of any. But with that being said, there are books that teach about a various of topics for children, but the access of those books are up to the parents. What the children have access to read is up to the parents. It doesn't even matter if they're in high school. High school libraries are held to the same standards. There are certain things that can be in high school libraries and certain things that can't. And again, even sexual education in high school is up to the parents. It has to be signed off on from elementary school all the way to high school. There is no point in time where it does not require parent or guardian signature to be able to get this information. Whatever literature you're allowing your kids to read that you don't agree with, that's on you, the parent that bought the literature. You should definitely skim books. When I was learning how to read, and again, I did this, it was a different time. I was born in the 90s, but I was reading chapter books by the time I was in the first grade. And the reason being is all prior to this, my mother would shadow read with me. That means I had 2 of every book, and I would read my book and she would read the same book along with me, and we would talk about it. That's how she taught me reading and comprehension. And a lot of people will say, well, we don't have that time anymore. Parents aren't that dedicated. I hear a lot of educators talk about this all the time. But truly, if you're concerned about the content that your kids are consuming, then you, the parent, should be shadowing that content and putting the work in.
Hey, Heifer, I invited you to come on up. Stop complaining, man. Come on up. And guys, I should be live later on, by the way. I'm probably not gonna be live too much longer here, but later on I'll be live because I've already been live for like 3 hours.
Buzzy, it always sounds to me like the parents aren't being accountable when they cry about, oh, they put a book in this school that I heard about, or leave the kids alone, leave the kids alone. No, you be responsible for your children. You're accountable for who accesses your children. You're accountable for the media that they access, the books that they read, the movies that they see. So I think your mom did great, though. I do think that's very uncommon, Buzzy. Very uncommon for a parent just to read a bedtime story, let alone, keeping pace with a bunch of books with their daughter. That's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll do you one better. My specialty is in early childhood. With that being said, I went to an early childhood center for I think 3 days, and I kept getting bit. That was the end of that. My parents, my grandparents, my great grandparent, and my aunts would kind of hot potato me around. And with the aunts included my mother's friends, and like a couple of them was Spanish, so they would teach me Spanish. They would use flashcards and things. One of them was really liked math, so she would do math flashcards with me. The people in my family's village is what made the difference, which goes back to that thing about parenting, access, and exposure. The people that your children have access and exposure to are directly correlated to the people that you have in your life as parents. If you, as a parent, engage in shady activity with shady people,
then this is a reflection of you. Anything that your children have access to should be vetted for by you. Why are you expecting teachers to parent your children and then saying that they're not parenting them well enough when it's your job? Maybe. And really, truly, we wouldn't have to have sexual education in early childhood if it wasn't for parents not using appropriate language and kids not getting justice when they've been harmed.
Agreed. All right, guys. I'll give another minute or two for guests to come on up. If not, I'll probably wrap it on up. Okay. I'm glad I fixed my CPAP machine. It seems like it is.
It's really terrible how much hatred public educators get in this country. I'm thinking about.
Yeah, it really is. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, they're not doing their job teaching their kid anything, and then they're going to bitch about, oh, they got a book in school I heard about, oh, those woke teachers are secretly transitioning the kids. I talked to a guy yesterday who absolutely believes that teachers are secretly medically transitioning children. You know?
But like they believe it based on like the craziest misinformation. They see Facebook posts, they see like whatever post, and they just believe it. Like they don't bother to question it, they don't bother to look into it. It's just true, no matter what. And that's like the craziest part.
You're right. I spoke to a guy that absolutely believed that the teachers were bringing in the litter boxes, which was a lie. That is I think 15 or more Republican lawmakers and politicians participated in the lie that the woke teachers were bringing in kitty litter boxes for the furry or cat identified student. That was all about attacking trans people. And the kitty litter that was introduced in Colorado was because of the violence that happens in Colorado schools and kids being locked down in the classroom without bathroom access all day. So they get a 5-gallon bucket, a bag of litter, and a pop-up tent, so they could relieve themselves in the privacy of a tent in the corner. And they want to turn that into, oh, those woke teachers are affirming the kids' cat identity. They got the trans kids, now they got the cat kids being affirmed by their teachers, and they believe it.
Yeah.
Someone said that they disagree with me solely on the basis of their experience with their own kids. I think their name was Tammy, I believe. So Tammy, can you elaborate on what that experience was?
Oh yeah, Sayazgam parentheses Tammy. All right, guys, I am probably gonna wrap this up though, okay? Just because things are slowing down. I got a few stuff to do before I get clients to train. But it was a good live. I appreciate everybody coming on up. Again, I'll be live later. I don't know quite what time. It'll be like, early evening, late afternoon, something like that. But again, I'll let you guys know in Discord and the bulletin board. Okay, to join that, click on my profile in the top left to join the bulletin board. To join Discord, we got a bunch of people in there. It's always great to have more. The link is in the bio as well. If the link doesn't work for you, just DM me. Santa, Buzzy, last words.
Yeah, Doug, my CPAP machine is called ResMed.
That's what I have. That's what I have. I have ResMed as well.
Well,
but yeah,
I absolutely will send it to you. If you pay me for the shipping, I'll just send it to you.
I'll pay you for the shipping.
Let me know.
Yeah. Let me see if this works to see if I fixed it. But yeah, if not, I'll message you because that'd be great.
Yeah, I got very, very little use out of it. I hated it.
Okay. All right. Well, I like mine.
You
So
need yours. I can tell you need your CPAP machine. The people that it works for, they absolutely need them.
Oh, it works really well, and I've noticed it hasn't been working as much lately, and I never noticed that the humidifier wasn't working, but now it makes sense of why I'm fucking stuffy right now. I was wondering why I was stuffy. All right, Buzzy, what do you got?
Well, thanks for having me out.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure. Okay, so I see that Tammy responded, and they said, sure, I myself have never had an issue with the law, but both of my kids have, so not learned from me. That is still behavior and influence. So no, not exactly learned from you, but as safeguarded the people that they are around is how they learned. On the opposite side of that, kids have autonomy, right? You don't always know who your kids are hanging around. There are some very strict parents that do keep a regimented list on who their kids can and cannot be around. And even still in those circumstances, kids still make mistakes and make choices that lead to consequences.
All right. Well, I appreciate both of you guys. I'm going to bring you down, Santa. Going to bring you down, Buzzy. Take care, you guys. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching again. I should be live later on. Make sure you follow me, sub to me on YouTube.
I don't think I have anything else. Take care, and I will certainly see everybody later. Okay, have a good one, everyone.